and that's how we're gonna start this. Hell yeah! All I gotta do is make sure that I'm live on Chris's Imagination everywhere. Man, fucking tastic. Hang out with us for a second, y'all. We're gonna do some social medias. We're gonna let everybody know we're live. We're gonna get some people in here, and then myself and these three amazing human beings are gonna talk to y'all about K-pop Demon Hunters again. Fucking again. Yeah. Let me do like social media things real quick, because
you're worth it.
That's right. That's right. Because we are very interesting and knowledgeable, and you should listen to us talk about stuff.
I didn't know that was the assignment. Excuse, I'm gonna slink out of here. Oh, that's fine then.
Listen, you don't have to mask. I'm just saying that, we know some stuff about some stuff. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I need it for my art.
All right, literally. I'm so tired of using trauma. Tired of using trauma for my art. I don't want to use it for my art anymore. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want any more trauma. I don't want any
Have
more.
Enough. Listen, I can write for the next 30 years.
Listen, anytime it hurts, just play another verse.
Yes, because I can be your sanctuary baby.
Yeah,
let's go.
Let's do it. It's gonna be us all night, y'all. Just get ready. Just get ready for it. It's gonna be amazing. Wait, what was the this is gonna be a great way to jump in, and then I'll do introductions. But hang on, there's this stupid on fucking Facebook. There's this fucking therapist that keeps fucking hurting my feelings. Oh wait, which one were you gonna? Let's see if you pull up a different one. Which one hurt your feelings, babe?
The one that said,
your feelings.
Mm-hmm. No, like, bruh, like, okay, so.
That's always good when the therapist starts out with bruh.
My favorite, one of my favorite YouTube channels, I don't know if you've, like, watched this stuff before, but they're called Cinema Therapy. It's hosted by Jonathan Decker, who's a licensed therapist, and Alan Seawright, who's a professional filmmaker. And basically, like, they sit down and they talk about movies and shows, and sometimes shows, and they'll have like amazing character studies with both a filmmaker and a therapist in the room talking about it. This motherfucker therapist, they did an episode for K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh.
And they opened the episode with, "We believe that if someone knows this about me, they will reject me, not want me in their life. And the really hard part is, sometimes that's true."
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. Mm-hmm. 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 It's bad when your deepest fear becomes a knife.
It is so like, oh, I know, like
between my rib cage.
They were wrong for that, but like I was on Facebook today, and this is the one that fucked me up. This is the one that fucked me up personally, because he just puts up like these little pretty quotes, and they're just like full of like therapy knowledge, and then I send them to all my friends, because if I have to get my feelings hurt, so do you. That's just how it works. And because we're friends, exactly. Like, oh, this hurt me, so it's probably gonna trigger you too. So you're welcome. And he says there are people reading this who have been convinced by their bullies and abusers that their life is a failure, but who are in the middle of a redemption arc and hero's journey that nobody they grew up around could possibly understand. I see you. Right.
I hate him.
This is gonna. How deep we want this chat to go, y'all?
Oh, we going deep. All right, what's up, y'all?
You got.
Listen, I got shit to do. So what's up, y'all? Now that we've just like traumatized you, and we haven't even gotten started. My name is Crystal. I am the co-founder of the Tales of Forgotten Fiction Network. I am a voice actor. I am a director. I am a content creator. I'm a gamer. I do a lot of fucking creative shit, creative professional, blah, blah, blah. You can go to chrisimagination.com to learn more about me. I will be hosting tonight's conversation, and we're talking about K-pop Demon Hunters again, baby, because we talked about it with my space husband. Not really my husband, but Adam's great. The amazing Adam Corman. Oh, isn't Adam wonderful? Yes, the amazing Adam Corman. We talked about it with him, and then we only talked for like an hour and a half. I say only, and then we realized, Hannah and I, that there was so much more we had to talk about, and then we told our friend Torin to fucking watch it, and then Torin was like, "Bitch, well, like, what the fuck? Why you make me do this?" And so now Torin's here to talk about it with us. And babe, introduce yourself, then I'm gonna introduce Torin.
What's up? I'm Pixel. I have trauma. I use it for my art. I love K-pop Demon Hunters a lot. I sound design sometimes. I voice act sometimes. I draw sometimes. Perpetually learning languages sometimes. Yeah. Is that
Love
good?
That was fantastic.
Percentages, perfect.
Fantastic. Let's see. Oh, yes. And now we're going to introduce the amazing Torin. Torin is a voice actor. Torin is a digital artist. Torin is an incredible creative professional. And you should listen to Torin when Torin tells you things about how to run a business as a creative professional, because Torin is living it and doing it. And Torin is very smart. And we should start listening to smart people instead of dumb people. Fuck. Torin, thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight.
And has an amazing vampire voice that makes me want to like.
Oh, that one. I forgot about that one. I was like, what was that girl's name? Man, she was crazy. I like
Mona.
her.
Yeah, Mona was crazy. Mona was crazy.
Mona,
Yeah.
thank you. I was like
Yeah.
thinking Maya, and I was like, nope, that's wrong. It starts with an M. I'm so bad with names.
No, it's gonna be
Thank
great too.
you.
Yeah. Torin has a great
Yeah.
spicy voice too, because I said to Hannah that I'm tired of my friends talking dirty to me, and I'm the one that made them do it, which is great.
I was gonna say, like, you had the casting call.
Like, I know. I wrote the shit, and then I listened to it, and I'm just like, man, what the fuck?
However, wouldn't it be weird if we just sent it anyway, though? Like, that would be way worse, right? Like, I don't know if I want to be friends like that. Thanks, but no thanks. Sorry.
Listen, I'm all for romancing your friends, but that might be a little too far. I'd be like, don't talk dirty. You can't
That's not
talk dirty.
romance
That's not
anymore.
romance. No more romance. No more.
At some point, we need to tell her the Gerald story.
Oh, the Gerald story is okay. We have to tell the Gerald story. So, you
Okay.
know Gerald Hill, right? The voice acting
I
community.
interviewed y'all for the Don't Look.
Don't Look. Okay, yes. So you know Gerald.
Yeah.
Okay, Gerald. Maybe we told the story on Don't Look. I don't fucking know. But Gerald has we know that Gerald has an incredible fucking voice. Yeah. Gerald also has an incredible fucking spicy voice.
Oh, I was just gonna say fucking voice.
Yeah, he does. He has an incredible fucking voice. He
Sorry.
does. Because we put Gerald in Tales After Dark, and that was the first erotic audio drama that we had done. Like, there were some sex scenes in Legacy, but this was the first one that was pretty much like porn and plot that we decided to do. And so I had written lines, but I hadn't asked for efforts.
Oh.
Gerald decided that he was also going to give efforts. So I put on my headphones to listen, and I lasted maybe 10 seconds, and I had to take them off.
Phrasing. Phrasing. We're not doing phrasing anymore.
Outside working out, so I get done with my workout and I come back inside and because like imagine my hand being Crystal's monitor, right? I just see her looking at me like this, and like, "What's up, babe?" She's like, "Can you come here?" Like, why?
Cannot be the only one to experience this.
And she's like, "Just come here." So I carefully walk over, sensing mischief. Hands me the headphones. Like, "Can you listen to this real quick?" Like, sure. She press play. 2 seconds. I'm ripping my headphones.
There are things about Gerald that we didn't want to know. Or did we? Like, now we have a lot of questions and not a lot of answers.
You just got to get comfortable. I could be an adult. We got it. It's fine. So there we go. So anyway, there are no sex scenes in K-pop Demon Hunters. It's just trauma. It's all just trauma.
Unfortunately.
I know.
I'm sorry, what?
So good. So yeah, let's just fucking get into it, because this show, #1 of all time on Netflix, which also let me know why
As it should.
100% well-deserved, well-earned. I know in the last time we talked about it, we definitely discussed about some of the problems in the K-pop industry and like the culture appropriation and the racism, and I don't want to rehash that here, but educate yourself, listen to Black creators, use this wonderful opportunity that K-pop Demon Hunters, I'm sure, is giving, that, making everybody go crazy for K-pop, even though everybody was already going crazy for K-pop. But just listen to Black creators, y'all. Be cool. Like, y'all know. It's just so wild right now. Just fucking be cool. Damn. But anyway,
and learn how to appreciate without appropriate.
Right. You could just Google that
Very
if
important.
you're confused.
Yeah, look up what they mean first, and then read it
look at-
again.
Yeah.
Look at the thesaurus, and then the examples.
Guarantee you there are like 20 YouTube videos talking about it where you could educate yourself. And you know what? And if you have a short attention span, you could probably just go to TikTok and you could find a video in under 2 minutes that would explain it to you. Okay, so no excuses. Anyway, but Netflix's top most watched was like ridiculous, and now it's better because K-pop Demon Hunters is #1. Yes, number one. And I love the way that it has taken everything by storm, because I get all these amazing TikToks now of like everybody singing the songs and dancing. I think there was some billboard in LA that literally says now, yes, everybody can hear you singing Golden in your car, which is fucking hilarious.
And I love that it's also like TikToks or Instagram vids of like very masculine men too that do it. Like it is infiltrated. They'll be like, "Yeah, I'm a girl dad." It's like, no, you're not. You listen to that shit on your own. Don't pretend. It's not just in quote what you think it would be.
Yes. Yes. And
Great.
Adam talked about that too, about how there are just lots of like just dudes, like dudes that are just like, yeah, I cried. Or like freeze my shit. Or like whatever song it is.
I'll be your idol.
Yeah. Exactly.
My favorite TikTok I saw was this adorable man that was old Southern man, like in his 70s from the South in his pickup truck, and he's just singing Golden and his like it's just so cute.
We love it. Hell
All
yes.
happy as shit with the windows down, hair flowing through the air.
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. So where do we want to start? Torin, let's start with you. Just fucking go ham, girl. Tell us about like what I was like, hey Torin, you need to watch K-Pop Demon Hunters. You were like, yeah, other people have said that. Like, what the fuck is this? You watched it. How did you feel after? Did you cry? Did you have to hug a teddy bear? Like, what happened?
Well, to be honest, yes and no. I'm gonna say it that way. I have one chair in this house that is a giant recliner, and every time I'm in it, this cat, I don't know, probably can't see it on stream, but there's a very fuzzy cat that's sitting on my butt, and she always jumps on my lap in there. So I was like all warm and snuggly, and I was like, "This is fun. There's music." Like, just expecting to like just relax in my big fuzzy chair with my cat, and then it's just like, "Hey, remember all that trauma you got? Here it is, and you're gonna like it." Like, I don't like this, but I do, and now it's stuck in my head, and I get to relive it all day. No. I did like it. So just for basis, I am not Korean, but I am Japanese, and there's some similarities of duty and things of those natures, and who and what you're supposed to be. So it was a very relatable story. Let me put it that way. Relatable.
I did not know you were Japanese. That's amazing. Do you also speak it?
No.
Okay.
That's a very deep. That's why I was asking, like, how deep we want to go here, because there's reasons and they're a little dark. So I'm just like,
we can go as
we'll
deep
see where
as
we go.
We can go as deep as you're comfortable. But so as a Japanese American, yes, accurate. Okay,
Yes.
cool. As a Japanese American, how did this affect you? Because I'm on the outskirts of that culture. I just see things online, and it was like, how in Shang-Chi, so many poor Asians were like, man, I don't even know what the word proud means in fucking Chinese, bro. Like, what the fuck? I'm not speaking. I had to look that shit up. And, so it's just like, so I see kind of how that culture is from a distant viewpoint, but you are. So tell us.
Sort
things.
of, and
Yeah.
I say sort of only to recognize that like the history between Japan and Korea, it's fraught. That's the nicest and easiest way I can say that. And so being from a Japanese family, Japanese American family, like I said, I get it. I'm just like, hey, you're supposed to do this. Also, anything you suck at, you hide that shit. Like, like you aren't allowed to suck at anything, and if you do, you're gonna know about it. Like, I am it's relatable. Especially things like, for me personally, now obviously I'm not a demon hunter and I'm not trying to keep the world safe. That's not a thing for me. But like things like, I was told from a very young age I'm not good at math, and now not good at math translated into like a B, C. Yeah, and it's just like, I'm good at other things, yeah, but those won't get you a good job out of college.
That's fucked up.
And I'm like, cool. Yeah, because like, no shit, in like literature, English, those types of classes, 99th percentile my entire life. But being a journalist wouldn't get me money.
Wow. So okay, then that wasn't good enough, huh? That's not.
No. And so like, I get those parts. There's a lot of those parts that I definitely get. Where I'm like, cool, man, this movie sucks, but I like it. I hate it. And it's catchy. Yeah. So I'm just now that we're beyond that part, it's like my brain just goes, "Hey, catchy song," and then I just forget the rest.
Push it deep down. Deep. We have
Yeah,
to
just
talk
push
about
that shit deep down.
Thunderbolts. We have to talk about
Man,
Thunderbolts at some point too.
I was like, you want to talk about like fucking just superpowers, compartmentalization. Gotcha, bud.
Yo, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
So,
go.
I think that answered the question. Oh,
Yeah, and I know that I think that only speaking from what I know, and because Hannah is so immersed in that culture as well, because she is learning Japanese and all that. She
Yeah.
just really educates me every day on so many things. I know that it's very hard on Asian kids, and I can relate only to the point of I also had a parent who was like, "Don't be less than 100%, because if you are
Yeah.
less than 100%, you just fucking suck. Oh, you need help? You fucking suck. Oh no, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to do anything but be absolutely perfect at all times, and that is it."
Yeah. Yep. And the best part here, I'm just gonna lay my little trauma board out. So like with my Asian parent, it was, like, hey, journalism, writing, being a baker, that's just not gonna get you money. You're gonna be, destitute. The American side was literally this is the in quote best advice that my American side gave me. Don't give them a reason. Meaning don't give them a reason to fire you. Don't give them a reason to find fault with you. Don't like literally that's how they meant it. And I'm just like, man, this sucks. Now, at the time when I was like 17, I did not say that. I was like, cool.
Right.
Like that's the worst advice you probably could give somebody.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Dad. Yeah. So no, it sucks.
It does
So,
suck.
why
It
not
does
get it from
suck.
both sides?
Why
you
not?
know.
That's terrible. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Thank you.
Just things that we heal.
Lots of therapy.
Right. It never stops. It never stops. We're gonna be in
No,
therapy
it
for the
really
rest of our
doesn't.
lives. It's so great. It's so great.
Family trash.
Right. Oh, that's why the internet
Found
exists.
family is the best.
There are
let
other
me tell
people.
you. There are
Yeah,
other people,
exactly.
and it is lovely. It is lovely.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
yeah, we can all just lay our trauma boards out, and it's so good. But I think
Perfect.
that's one of the reasons why I think we relate so well to all of these beautiful characters, because of how well they represented facets of trauma. And I was saying the last time we talked about this as well, that I thought it was so lovely how there are so many kids out there who don't understand the depth to this story, and I hope they never do. I hope
Yeah.
they never do. I hope this story for them is always just about these three amazing, strong women who clearly love their fans and have this wonderful relationship with each other and fight demons and keep the Hanmoon
Yeah.
safe through song. And I hope that's all they ever know. Please.
It's like those the TikToks or something of like millennial parents, and so they've got like their little kids, like let's say 5 or something, and then they'll say something like, "I brought you into this world," and they have their kid finish it, and the kids are just like, "And you feed me?" And like, like, and as a viewer watching this, and the parent too, you see like, I'm doing something right, and then like me as someone who does not have human children, I'm just like, like it is possible, like. But it's true. Like, I as I've gotten older and calmed down a bit, I'm just like I've taken that approach of just talking to other people. If anything, subjects like this come up, I'm just like, I'm glad you don't understand. Maybe that means we're moving in some kind of good direction. So anytime I see stuff like that, where it's just like, I brought you into this world, and this kid's like, and it's pretty, and I like rainbows. I'm like, yeah, kid, it is pretty, and you like rainbows. Like, hell yeah, kid. You keep thinking that.
It's
Oh
so
man.
good. It's
It is. It's
so
cute.
fucking good. It's so fucking good.
Both love those videos, but also hate them because anytime they give such a pure answer, I'm like, what is that like?
That's when you're like, I'm glad you never know. That's what we tell ourselves. I'm glad you never know. Implied, I know, you don't. Keep it that way. But don't crash your little world.
Like a whole ass circus, like, oh, what's that like?
Stay petty. All right. Those are the things I bank for when I need to be petty. And I'm like, perfect, got it.
I love this. Okay, this is gonna be such a fun question, and I love that I get to ask Torin this because Torin is like our like has like used to be a programmer and has like degrees in like science and shit. So I get to pose like fun questions like this to Torin. It's so great. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you, Torin, have you ever had a moment in your life where you made a declaration for yourself? and then from that declaration, it could be like, for example, I decide I'm going to be a voice actor. And then your life kind of sets itself on fire in ways that you didn't expect, so you could do that. Have you had those moments where you've made a declaration, like you've decided that I'm going to pivot and I'm going to do this thing, and then like your whole, like almost like you were in like this puzzle, and all the puzzle was like, oh, bet, this is what you want, and then it just started rearranging things for you so you could do that?
Yes. Now, I'm going to ask you a question to clarify, just so I'm like, wait, where are we at here? So, do you want professionally, personally, in general, how many alphabetically, like chronologically? Because that's literally been my entire life. So which example?
I love this.
Yeah.
Whichever one you want to talk about the most.
Okay.
And there is a reason for this question. I promise. I'm gonna tie it.
We're leading somewhere.
I'm gonna tie it right into fucking K-pop. I swear I am.
I was like, because literally it's my entire life is survival. But like legit, like that's a joke. I'm saying it jokingly, but it's true. But I'll put the most recent example. So quite literally as a voice actor. So pandemic hit, life sucked, it was bad. And we started working from home. This was when I was still a software developer. And I started a business. I just felt like, hey, I want to have a business. You know what I mean? Like I'm tired of being beholden to other people. Anyway, from there, like I just was, because I was still working a corporate job, 16 hours a day. It's not healthy. Don't do that. I was very slowly getting the business running. And I mean very slowly. Things like paperwork and, registering with the state and shit like that. A couple of years later, my spouse got a job in Washington, so we moved to Washington from Alabama. And I had to get a job here. I was like, oh shit. Like he's got that job secured. I need a job. So anyway, I started working for this company, thankfully remote as well. But within a year, 2 years, I got laid off on my birthday, in fact. I shit you not. On my birthday. Happy birthday, you have no job. So anyway, because I had started slowly building that business already for the last few years, I was like, well, I can sit here and go get another one of these jobs and hate it. Especially, I was a software developer and a program manager, and you're laying off how many how many of those in a tech city, like near Seattle? Are you kidding me? Anyway, so it was that, or I could be full time in my business, and the two pets I have are 20, and I can spend more time with them. Like I had two cats that were 20 years old. Like, you know what I mean? I've had them since they were babies. So I was like, well, I got this much money in my bank account. These are my plans for a business. I can see if I can do it. I've worked for how many people and how many jobs, like, and I'm talking like, hospitality, retail, science, like I've done all these things. Can I do this? And so, yeah, I decided to be full time on my own business, and theoretically it's going good. We've been in the black for the few years that we've been full time, and I'm not totally broke, so maybe like, I think I'm doing okay. The outside markers of me paying taxes says I'm okay, at least right now.
Right.
So I think it worked.
We're gonna circle back around to how you define success for you, because I think that's really important. Yeah, I'm gonna trigger you so much. But the reason, I know we can talk about that. That's gonna be great.
Buckle in,
ladies and gentlemen. Write it down so I don't forget.
I was like, I'm within a few hours of Seattle.
The reason I asked that is because when we were talking last time with Adam was talking about how he thought that when Rumi sang Golden, one of the reasons that song hit so hard, especially for her, was because it was a lie. And I thought about that, and I was like, I don't think Golden is a lie. I think Golden is a declaration of who she wants to be. So if you
the lyrics now, sorry,
right. So especially when you look at like the chorus, I'm done howling, now I'm shining like I'm born to be. Our time, no fears, no lies. That's who we're born to be. And then that little refrain that she has by herself, she says, waited so long to break these walls down, to wake up and feel like me. Put these patterns all in the past now, and finally live like the girl they all see. All this happens for her. It just
Yeah.
doesn't happen in the way that she thought it would.
Right.
So for her, so it's interesting to me, because that's one of the reasons why I want to ask you, because I think this is kind of like a universal thing, that when you as a person kind of make this declaration for yourself, you're like, hey, this is what I want, you will move yourself in that direction.
Mhm.
And then it's
Absolutely.
kind of up to you to, you know, to take the reins on that. Because I mean, you had that, you know, you were kind of doing it. You were doing it a little bit, you were doing a little bit, and then something happened that you were like, well, now you have a choice. You can either do
Mhm.
it, you can keep doing it a little bit if you want to, or you can go back to this other path. You know, so it
Mhm.
was literally, you had that moment of choosing to honor or not what you actually wanted to do with your life. And Rumi has that same moment where, you
Mm.
know, and it was just so funny to me because I look at it from a very hilariously like woo-woo perspective. And in a lot of these woo-woo circles, you just say, like, you make these declarations and you make these affirmations, and then we call them synchronicities. Things just move for you. And for
Mhm.
Rumi, it was so abrupt. It was like she said it, and then 2 minutes later, they were like, "Oh, bet that's what you want. I'm gonna take your voice. We gonna do this. We gonna." But it was all moving her in a direction that she needed to go to heal. And
Mhm.
it was just, I thought it was just so beautiful too, because when they sang Golden, they sang that with their whole chest. Like, they felt those words, they felt all of it. And especially that moment in the movie where, when we're at the end, we're towards the end with that big climatic part right before Takedown plays, where she's like, you know, it's got the fucking, we're gonna talk about the direction and the directing because it's so good. The way they like zoom in on her and she's like clenching her fist and she's seeing the golden and she is declaring that she is this person. And it's like, there's like, you know, a little whatever you believe in's going, not yet. But hang on, we're not done. You're gonna be, because this is what you said you wanted. You said you didn't want to lie anymore. You didn't want to have to hide anymore. And you wanted to be able to have these, well, here you go. So it's just,
And like in a room full of thousands of people, you're singing this with your whole chest.
Mhm.
Just so much energy being fed into you, and like, girl. Oh
You
my
know,
god.
and the interesting thing part, like, to that, you know, eh, eh, I in a weird way, I kind of agree with both of you, Adam, in that statement, because it is a lie. They are doing their, you know, bestest in the way that other people are telling them to. And so it is a lie, you know, but they also believe it. Like, they're like, hey, you're talking about success too. Like, you know, there's that one scene, it's later, but like they were sitting at the top of the charts, and then you just start seeing Huntrix keep going down, but they were at the top for a long time, right? And so by a definition, to your point, they were doing fucking great. But it was a lie because it was just, you know, it wasn't them, obviously. Yeah. And even the other two didn't even realize it wasn't them,
right.
which I thought was great.
Yeah.
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 So,
Yeah.
yeah, to your whole point, you're
Yeah,
correct.
it's like Celine's version of them.
Yeah,
Not doing great.
exactly.
Yeah. But I think, yeah, there is something beautiful about making a declaration for yourself. Just don't ask for what you don't want, because sometimes you'll get it in ways that are unexpected.
And things like you don't know you did want that. And you're like, wait a minute. Like, I didn't ask for that. You know, and the funny thing is, in even to your point there, like the whole voice acting thing, that actually wasn't what my business started as. My business actually started as just art and doing things like that. I just knew I didn't want to be under someone else's dumbass thumb. Of like, you know, I loved my job. I loved being a scrum master. But I really disliked how a company thought that should look like. And I was like, these are real people. Like, I know they're little, you know, type A engineers and they can be kind of robotic and autistic. Hi. But like, they're still people and they have lives and you need to treat them as such. And people didn't agree with that. So anyway, loved my job. But at that point, I was like, I'm tired of listening to idiots. And they were idiots. Trust me. I have plenty of examples if you want them.
I love that.
And honestly, it's kind of, I relate to that.
Let's
Yeah.
talk more about you for a second, Torin. How did the
No,
voice
please
acting?
don't.
Oh, come on. How did the voice acting happen? How did we go from there? How did we go from this declaration of I don't want to work for stupid people anymore to now I'm going to do art and voice acting? I love this. This is so fun.
Oh Lord. Honestly, it wasn't even like a big change. It was funnily enough started with misophonia, or yeah, misophonia, where you echo back. It's like, you know, you hear something and then you echo it back. Um very autistic thing. I've been like that since I was a kid. Like if you remember with TV commercials when it would be like a CD compilation, and so it'd only play like 5 to 10 seconds of each song, I would just repeat the same thing in order, just the snippets that you heard. Like I would literally just sing an entire commercial. So as I got older and throughout the years, like I remember voice actors. I'm terrible with names, but I remember voice actors. So anyway, the opportunity arose when Jennifer Hale made Skills Hub. That was literally what happened. Yeah, I somehow saw it like on Instagram or something like that, and I was like, okay, and like let's try it. And yeah, that's what happened. Just fell in a hole.
Thank you, Jennifer Hale, for Skills Hub right there. I hope Jennifer Hale sees this one day and somebody else that they help become an incredible voice actor, because Torin is an incredible voice actor. Hell, yes. Yes, I love
Thank
that.
you.
I love that so much. So,
Mm.
what is it about this movie, Torin, that makes it such a good movie for you?
Ooh.
Mhm.
Um, honestly, I actually like Janu's story, and having to face, for the record, Free is my favorite song on there. You're about to find out why. So Janu's story, because like the whole thing, you can root for Rumi kind of thing because her transgressions are not that bad if you think about it. You know what I mean? Like she's friends with them, but she had like you can relate to the fact that she had to mask in a way to be the Huntrix star and everything, right? And then Genu, you're like, oh, but he's hot. And it's like, well, but also he saw his younger sister and his mom and said, you can have poverty. And then, booted their sorry asses out. Like, and I can kind of relate to that a little better of like fighting for a character or being relating to a character that they really did some bad shit. And then, you're still rooting for them at the end. That was at least for me what I really liked. And I love Free because of that, exemplifying that journey of his, and then Rumi still being like, you're still okay. Like you're not lost. Even though you clearly did something real fucking bad. Like it was pretty bad. And then the whole song of, I will fuck it up, but basically we'll never be better if we don't face it. Yeah, because that's hard. It's hard to face your demons, man. But at least that part of the story, I really, really liked it. Don't get wrong, everything was great, but that specific little zero in point was my favorite.
I love that. I love that too, because Genu's story, and I said this to Hannah too, that I wonder how reliable of a narrator Genu is. And the
Yeah.
reason I say that is because he reminded me a little bit of the character in The Greatest Show, the main Hugh Jackman's character. And the reason that he reminded me, because a very typical character of, my wife and my kid are okay where we are, even though I hate it. Like the roof is leaking, this is happening, but they're fine. They're like, we had she was like, I have you, I have the kids, like I'm good. And he's like, I hate everything. So I wonder, it's not that I don't think that Gino made a selfish choice, but I wonder how bad his life actually was for mom and sister. Clearly it was very bad for him. Clearly he hated his life. He hated being poor.
You're talking about before
right
being
before,
in
like
the
in the
okay,
palace.
yeah.
Yeah.
Palace,
Like
yeah.
before we got to palace, clearly he was like, I hate this life. I don't like it. My parent, my mom and my sister were living in squalor. And I wonder how they felt about it. If they were as miserable in this life as he clearly was. Clearly he went into
Yeah.
this situation. Now, clearly it sucked that he fucking chose to go into the palace and was like, nah, y'all can't come. Sorry. The deal was just for me. Regardless of how they felt about that, that's definitely fucked up and you should not have done that. Clearly.
Right.
But I always, like, when he told the story, because he is so clearly hurt by it, and he should be, like, ashamed of his choice, and hurt by it, and he's got all these unhealed wounds, and it was clear that Gima, found this poor kid that was miserable and like preyed on that, right?
Perfect.
Yeah, literally, like, oh, you fucked up, let me just grab you. Right. I always wondered how his mom and sister perceived what he thought was such a horrible life.
Well, and agreed. And especially because just y'all know as storytellers and writers of stories, each character has to have a point of view, whether that's the truth or not. You know, like they have a strong point of view. And I mean, if you really want to take an example of Vivian from Dragon Age, okay, mage towers are good. Like you're wrong. Anyway, you are absolutely wrong. But like in this particular case, you know, it- I would imagine because he does say that like if I remember correctly, Genu talks about they were starving, and like back then that would absolutely make sense if you know aren't able to take care of yourself or do jobs or find a way into a government position, they wouldn't have had a lot of money or food at all. You know, it's survival of the fittest kind of thing, which I mean totally could make sense, or they could have been fine. But I can at least tell you this part, like him leaving them absolutely doomed those two because they were women. And so, like, I can totally understand, he would understand how bad that choice actually was. And by bad, I mean the effects it would have had on his family afterwards. Because I can almost guarantee you, they were fucked. Like, especially a young child, too. Yeah.
I do have a special snippet that people pointed out
Go
because
ahead.
they're
Mm.
so sneaky about this. So someone put a side by side pic of like his mom and sister at
Mm.
different points in the film. So like
Right.
the first one is the beginning where you get the introductory into the lore and shit.
Mm.
The woman that you see running and grabbing that rake and pointing it at the demons is the same people that he abandoned. So they think after Genu abandoned them, the hunters came and saved them.
Oh, in that generation of time,
Yeah,
not
that
like the
generation, yeah.
okay. I was like, and they time travel? Like,
No,
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 like,
the first
no,
hunters
I
that they
missed a
show.
lot.
No, the first hunters that they show
I got you.
that
Yes,
in
yes,
the
yes.
rake, yeah.
Oh, that makes way more sense. And hopefully that would be lovely. I hope so. But I mean, like, given that time though, and that period of time, I mean, if they didn't, is what I'm saying, that mother and that daughter would have been truly fucked.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have been able to really work anything that would have been worth getting food.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder, and this is not to take away anything from the weight of Genu's story at all. But
Mhm.
I am very curious because there is such, and we talk about this too. Everything that is done in this film, which I love, and I love clever storytelling like that, is very. There's nothing wasted. There is nothing wasted. So
No,
to
nothing's
me,
left.
it suggests that if you see two characters in that opening that look just like Genu's mom and sister, I feel like that's on purpose. You feel
I
like
was gonna
that's
say,
yeah.
did they already confirm a second one? And it's
I
like, where do
think
you go from here? Because Genu got blamp, like, you know, technical term, blamp. So like, you know, if there is a sort of redemption for him, if possible,
he
right?
got it.
It could be. Well, I mean, if they did a second one, it could be like, hey, you don't have to carry this guilt, and he's holding something over you that you don't actually have to be that guilty about. Like, yeah, your choice sucked, but like your mom and sister were saved by the hunters.
Which is absolutely something that Gima would have never have told him 100%.
No, of
Yeah,
course
yeah,
not.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
never have said that. But I
Mhm.
think that would have been that's a really beautiful tie-in because one of the things that I absolutely love too about Genu's story is that his redemption felt very earned. And that is
Mm.
not well done in a lot of times in redemption arcs, especially when it comes to men. Especially
Right.
when it comes to men. For whatever reason, it's like the bad thing that they did is either like just randomly forgiven or it's not a big deal or whatever. But
But I
Genu,
love you, so it's okay.
right.
Wait, what?
It's always
Yeah, hold
just
on.
make you like you're just like I don't give a fuck. You just hate it.
Like he blew up half the world. No,
Right.
yeah, like I don't think that works. Sorry, go ahead.
Right. No, it's so real. It's so fucking real. But like
So
Genu,
real.
like literally, like earned it. Like he did the thing. Like, and there's such a beautiful like the way they use demons in this show in this movie is so fucking clever because of course we have like the physical manifestation of demons, but when he talks about his demons and his patterns and stuff like that, we're literally talking about the shit that you carry inside of you.
Yeah.
And the voices in your head that whisper to you and tell you fucked up shit. So it was just it's so smart.
It's smart. And you know, I just realized, I think, isn't he the only demon that didn't have like a weird little like warped out version? You know what I mean? Like when the other Saja boys they went back down, they're like me, and like I'm pretty sure he was hot the whole time. Like,
So yeah.
wait a minute.
Which is also interesting because because
Yeah,
Gima
it indicates
also
he's
let him choose
different.
the voice too,
Yeah.
as well. So I'm like, wonder why Gima did that.
Yeah, like it makes me think like obviously I don't know anything about it, but like it makes me think that he is somehow different or the deal is different. Like maybe he actually shouldn't be down there. You know what I mean? Like like did Kima fuck up some part of that so Gino actually shouldn't be down? I don't know. Anyway. As storyteller, you're just like, wait a minute, what did you do? What did
You
you do
know
here?
what? I think
Symbolism.
absolutely. I wonder if I
Mhm.
think Genu might have been a character that Gima might have had to have worked harder to control because I
Yeah.
could see Genu making the initial choice of being like, okay, I'm gonna give up my family and go do this. But
Totally worth.
but
Yeah.
you're right. But because he's not a bad person, he's genuinely not. Um, because he wouldn't have the reduction arc that he did, he just made a shitty choice in the moment. I think that
Mhm.
would have eaten away at him enough that he might have at some point left. So I
Mhm.
think that Gima probably had to work really hard to keep him in that palace because
Yeah.
I am very curious as to I mean and I we don't know how long it been, maybe a year, maybe 6 months, but I think the guilt of that would have eaten away at his character to the point that he would have been like I've got to go back and get my family.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, is there something about the contract that's wrong? You know what I mean? Or like some loophole that he would have done, and where it's just like, don't go back. Like, it's not better, I swear. Because I was the point of something being different. So maybe he's not absorbed. Maybe maybe
Maybe,
he can come back in two or something.
maybe he can. Maybe he can. Do we want him to come back in two? How do we feel about that?
I mean, personally, yes, in a way, but not in a like, oh my god, they're finally together, now kiss. Like, not in that way. You know what I mean? Because some people on the internet are very mad that they didn't like kiss or something. I'm like, you clearly have never seen an Eastern story. Like, like go watch more anime or something, please. Anyway, only really to come back and just maybe be used as a thing to exemplify the differences or like a change in the arc of the story. Something like that is what I would personally want. Just because there is a part of me that feels like K-pop Demon Hunters was rushed. Now I know it's a movie, but like there's parts of it that just feel rushed to me personally.
Say more
No.
words about that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, let's get into it. Yes, please. What about this feels rushed to you? Tell me.
Yeah, just something now, and this could be because I tend to watch things that are like 4 hours long. Like I like long content. I can't help it. I'm actually really bad at watching things like on TikTok. I don't watch TikTok, Instagram Reels or something like that. I'm super bad at it. But just it's not like there were too many plot lines in there, but because we're having all these questions of like how this happened or looking for Easter eggs, it feels like it got really rushed in a way. They're like, "Hey, you're part demon? Also, how can you be part demon? Is that a thing?" Like all the other demons were like creepy little crawlies, and like shapeshifters and shit. Like what kind what how and what powers do you get for being half demon? Like I don't think they ever really explained what being half demon meant for Rumi. Like what? She's got some markings on her?
Right. So I think it's more
Yeah.
that the lore left you wanting more.
Is that not a fucking recurring theme from my life? Looking at you, Veilguard.
I was thinking like, because I think they
Yeah.
were definitely gonna make like a second one, like
I
regardless
thought it got
of what like
confirmed.
the numbers were gonna be. But
Mm.
I think like how they handled like the writing and like pacing and everything, it felt like here is this thing you don't get to know about it yet because it's not your
Yeah.
turn. That type of thing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping for personally. Because even with even their just like little romance love story thing, that felt rushed for me too. Because it was literally just like, you have markings? I have markings. You're hiding? Well, I'm kind of hiding something. Like, to then be like, I will give up my entire plan for you. I was like, whoa, like that's a leap. Like, and like, wait a minute. We have 2 out of 5 similarities. I love you now.
I think that's where the this is also made for kids comes in.
Well, and
It's
that was literally gonna be my question for y'all real quick. Yes, but no, because like
Mm.
I'm sorry, they are in their 20s. Like they are not like what? And I know we were talking about Soda Pop before this, but if you listen to lyrics of Soda Pop, I'm like, that's not a kid's song.
Well,
Wait a
okay, but
minute.
hang on though. We grew up in the 80s, okay? They're ladies
Look, I
90s.
didn't say it was
They're
right.
right. Listen. That's been my whole. I feel like that's if we look back at a lot of animation, there's a lot of heavy shit in there that we're just like. Now as adults, we're like. And I feel like there is something of that in this as well, because
I fully agree with you.
Yeah, I don't know the right or wrong of it, because let's take the train. That's fucking dark. Because the train, yes, okay, that argument that happens on the train, right? So that's heavy, and then them to realize that everybody on that train just got fucking eaten by a demon.
Yes.
That's so many people that are just...
All those people got deleted.
Just deleted, bro. Like, that's dark as hell.
And then on the other flip side of that is like, okay, so I guess they imply that they died because they lost their soul for the whole missing thing. You know, like, because the missing posters, right? And that was their only indication of something bad has occurred. And that's what happens, like, when your soul gets eaten away.
I think
like,
you don't just become a demon.
I don't know, and that's what I was gonna ask. Like,
well, here's why.
What are the mechanics?
I think that if they snatch your soul, you turn into a demon, and here's why I think that. I think that because if you look at the opening scene, right, when we first meet Gima after, fit check from a napalm era, after all that, right? we go down to whatever hell, right? And we see Gima, and he's small, right? He's a very small frame. He's not a big flame like we see at the end. But also, if you look at the overhead shot of demons, hell's pretty fucking empty.
Yeah.
And hell gets more filled up the more as the movie goes on and more people get got. So you're right. It's not really explained what happens if a demon snatches your soul. But what I got from just looking at I think you fucking get turned into a demon, bro. Like, I don't fucking know. That's fucked up. Which is also fucked up.
In a way is less fucked up than you just dead. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little less. Like, not much, but a little bit. Because you still exist as yourself somehow, right? And maybe that's the whole thing with Genu. Maybe that makes sense and why he can retain who he is and like how he thinks. Still then begs the question, what imparts to Rumi then? I still don't understand. Like, she just got demon markings and then she can yell and it affects things, but can't you already do that because you're a hunter? Like,
I would love to more lore about that as well. Because, especially because, like, so Mom was clearly a hunter. How did Hunter Mom hook up with Demon Dad? Right? How did that? Especially because Celine is clearly not down with. And didn't you say some dark shit last time we talked about this, babe? You were asking if like Celine was responsible for her mom's death or some shit.
Maybe because she created a demon baby.
I mean, I'm just saying that like I think maybe she killed Daddy and probably killed Mom a little bit.
Well, maybe it's like she killed Dad and Mom's like, no, don't. And she said, sorry. I'm sure it was more dramatic than that. Not just sorry. Sorry, best friend. I guess I'll raise your daughter that you left behind. It's probably a little more than that, but
also
that's two.
It's like a weird detail that I don't really know how to describe, because like how when you're a kid you have like a young kid and you have this idea of your family just based off what you see, and I think Rumi is and the rest of the Huntrix are kind of like that, where they have an idea of things, but like as you slowly grow up you pick and notices things that don't make sense to you or things that are just really odd. So it felt like in a sense that like almost the audience was Rumi as well, where like we're watching something from the perspective of maybe someone who's always held that image as a child and hasn't had it blown up for them until like recent. So it's, I don't know if I'm like explaining that right, but it's kind of
it totally makes sense. Yeah,
perception of a family might be until you see something and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like when you're explaining, like, this is what me and my family did, and they're like, are you okay? And I was like, what do you mean? That's what our family did. Like, it's totally that moment. But also, I think the moment of when you start realizing your parents are people. they're not, superheroes, they don't know everything, whatever that looks like for you, whatever that journey looks like. And then you go, oh my God, they're just another person. And so I fully can relate to that of just being like, wait a minute, like you say this is bad and I need to, like wear the turtleneck. And also they spread for the record too. Like those marks seemingly spread because like, that's why she has the turtleneck stuff, right? And then like, it's not hiding it anymore. So like, this is again just me because I love lore, but like, does that mean like as you age they get worse, or maybe
I think it's
because you're
like the
suppressing
more you
them they get
hide.
worse? Yeah.
I think it's the more you hide, the more it forces you to look. So if it spreads all the way
Mhm.
up to your face, you have no choice anymore.
Right. Now, but and then still begs the question, what the fuck does it do other than just mark your skin? I don't understand. Like, now, and there can be allegories for that with being Asian too, but like, the skin tone and things stuff like that. But like that's why I'm kind of like, I'm not saying that it wouldn't be bad, but like, is it really that bad to be like, I got tiger marks? Like, Mhm. Right. Mm. Yeah, apparently because you can be born one too. Like, is she got born half demon? That's what I'm saying. Like, apparently you can be born one. That doesn't mean you need to get snatched. That's what I'm saying. There's multiple ways. You can get snatched, you can get eaten,
I
like
think
you
I think
can
I think I,
make a deal.
I think you gotta get. I think you either gotta get snatched or you gotta make a deal. I think Rumi might be rare, but maybe we'll learn more about this. But I don't know if
Yeah,
these are all
see,
like
that's what
I
I'm
love
saying.
these
There's at
lore
least
questions.
three ways.
We know that her ma fucked the demon. We know.
Right, right. We do know that. We do know that. But like to the point of like patterns, I think for Rumi, I don't think her markings would have got as big if they weren't tied to her shame. If Celine had not made her hide as much as she had to hide them, they wouldn't have grew. Because the whole thing with Rumi's markings were Celine actually was her Gima in a way, because Celine was like, this is the part of you that's terrible. Cover them up. Don't let anybody see them. So the older she gets, and the more she is literally fighting against people who are like her in a way. And I think that's why some of the scenes in this were so powerful, like on that train, where one of the reasons that she's had such a hard time with takedown is because, that line, a demon with no feelings doesn't deserve to live, it's so obvious. And she's having to come to terms with that part of herself. And for her, it wasn't anything other than just, I have this tattoo but this tattoo represents something that everybody's telling me is terrible. And so now, because I can't acknowledge it, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and worse, and now it has the ability to actually like take my voice or whatever, because and we could tie that into all kinds of deep psychological fucking things. So I think for Rumi, because she's like a hunter, she can't hear Gima, but she doesn't have to, because fucking Celine sucks, bro. She's got a Gima. It's fucking
Are we
Celine.
even sure that was
Fuck,
Celine?
yeah.
Like, well, and beyond that, like even to your point of, if you don't have feelings, you deserve to die kind of thing. And it's like the question then, if I'm Rumi, the next question has to be, do I deserve to die then? Like, wait a minute. Like, which,
That's why that she didn't even try when that demon tried to hit her. Like, she just took
yeah.
that shit.
Yeah,
But
like,
It
okay.
was really
Rumi,
dark.
Yeah, it
Really
is super dark.
and to your point, Torin, we see Rumi do that because she literally
Yeah.
drops down to her knees, offers up her sword to Celine, and says, "Kill me." That's
Yeah.
dark as hell too. Like
Yeah.
that's like
Well, I mean, because like the two people she trusts the most in the world are literally like, you don't deserve to live. And it's like, wait a minute. Like, I know they didn't say that, but that's not what I heard, because I know who I am. Well, at least who I'm supposed to be, right? Like, yeah, anyway. And like having that come from the two people that you trust the most, that you've literally been with every day you live with, clearly, like, "Oy." Okay, you must be right.
Maybe that's why like things with like her and Genu happen so quickly, because there's
Maybe.
nothing more powerful than trauma bonding.
Oh yeah, no, suspension bridge effect. Like, we've gone through something really terrible. Okay, like wait a minute.
Like, there's the power of friendship and the power of trauma bonding. Let's go. Let's burn down that building, you and me. Yeah, let's go.
Done. Oh, yeah, that could absolutely be it. But yeah, and again, I think the back to the original thing of just this is a kids movie, and it's like, I don't personally agree with that, and I'm not saying obviously it wasn't marketed that way or done that way, and probably edited that way too, especially to speak to a larger audience. But like, at least right now, and this kind of goes back to way before we even talked about all that, of how kids now do not get the phrases that we get. Like, hey, I brought you into this world. And they're like, and cookies. And I'm like, oh, that's adorable. eh, the kids now, I don't know, would even get those messages, I think is my point. So even beyond the lyrics of Soda Pop, which again, go listen to that again. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think it should be a kid's song. But but even beyond that, like with these kinds of messages, and of course that may just be the layers of telling a kid's story so that adults can enjoy it too, kind of thing, right? But like, I don't know, man. I don't feel like that's the right audience, if you will. It's kind of like it's a kids movie because there's music. Here's a sing along version. Oh, thanks. And why maybe just more adults now are taking it over? Because like, if you think back to like Frozen, right? Frozen, absolutely a kids movie. There were some nicer themes and not just like romance. It was like sisterly love kind of thing. But like adults and parents were like, oh, good God. And it got like the moment it starts, they're like, no, we've heard this 800 times today. But now the fandom of K-pop Demon Hunters are the people driving the cars. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all of us adults. I mean, we were talking about that, right? And like, even people who don't have kids are like, this movie slaps. And you're like, yes, it does. So I'm just like, I don't really feel like it's a kids movie.
A really similar discussion with Encanto,
Yeah.
specifically with the song Surface Pressure, because there are so many people who listen to that song and they're like, that was not for kids. That was not it. This is for the eldest sons and daughters and anything in between. That was for those motherfuckers.
Also, sorry, this is just total ADHD thought. I'm sorry, but even the whole thing, like, wait, they didn't actually apologize to Bruno.
No.
No, they never did. And I'm like, wait a minute, Bruno, you go back in those walls. like they don't deserve you. Find another house of walls. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. Anyway.
I also love how there is ever the theme of like hiding fucked up shit in animation that's on the surface looks like it could be for kids. And I'm now, because we were talking about this, and now I'm remembering Avatar: The Last Airbender. And specifically, there is this scene where Zuko's having a rough time, and it's fucking thunderstorming out, and he's
Okay, I was like, that's not specific enough.
And he is on the highest fucking rock that he can find, staring at this thunderstorm as lightning's flying, and he's screaming, "Strike me, you've never held back before." Like, what the fuck?
No, it'd be like that though.
Wendy's.
I'm so fucking used to animation having adult themes in it that K-pop didn't even make me blink. But again, I'm not a parent. I have I don't have a childlike perspective on this at all. Like, it's impossible for me to look at this from that lens, right? It's never, because I feel like, there's some, like, Disney songs or just themes in so many things. Like, I know that everybody, like, fucking adults are, like, fucking Frozen. But if you look at Let It Go, like, what is that song really fucking about? Like, sure, we're tired of little kids screaming it. But this is literally her, like, casting aside, like, just basically saying, fuck it. I'm just expectations, everything. I get to be me now. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. So it's a very, like, a kid's singing Let It Go because it's Elsa and it's great and it's Idina Menzel and she's got a beautiful voice and she just sucks you in, right? So it's lovely. But, like, all of us are going, true. Like, true. And I think
that one is.
Go ahead, babe.
I think that one is different because I feel like that's something that we more outwardly see or feel, and we don't have a problem expressing that. But with K-pop, Demon Hunters touches upon themes of like your mentor doesn't love all of you, and you have to deal with that. And that shit we don't talk about. So when we watch it, we're like, get fucked and leave me alone.
And to be fair, Elsa didn't have a mentor. Like,
No.
yeah, like Elsa was just like, all right, Kingdom, I got you, bro. And like, you know what I mean? And then, blah, 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 blah. But there wasn't a centralized person or figure to zero in all that energy on. Yeah. And, yeah.
100%.
So they are now very similar that I brought that up. That was a random thing. But yeah, anyway.
But I
Like,
feel like you can.
in a way.
In a way they are, because like, so if you look at Elsa in Frozen, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why Frozen and K-pop are so popular. You can share that story too. And I've even heard people compare like K-pop and the heroes to like Buffy the Vampire Slayer as well. Because Elsa was also taught to hide a part of herself the same time. Now, the only reason that Elsa didn't go through a lifetime of fucking abuse is because her parents fucking died, bro. You know, like they fucking got on that boat and they fucking died, right? But before they left, there was no, here's how you use your powers. They're okay. You're not a bad person. It's, oh, this one time when you were fucking 7, you hurt your sister, so you're a fucking monster. You know, like it's like, you know,
I'm only laughing from the delivery, not the content, I promise. I'm a psycho.
That's literally what happened to poor fucking Elsa. Oh, we were kids, and I accidentally hurt my sister. That's never happened in the history of children playing. So now Elsa's just a horrible fucking person, and she has to hide her powers because of it, right? All these parents are terrible. They're fucking terrible. Meanwhile, Celine, same shit. She's like, yeah, your mom fucked a demon. That was a fucking mistake. Now you got this mark of your father on your shoulder that does nothing. And that's what makes Celine even more insidious. Poor Elsa actually had like an ability she needed to learn how to control. Ruby's just got
She could actually kill people with that.
Right. Ruby's just got a fucking tattoo, bro. Like that's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
She can't hear Gima. She doesn't turn into a fucking demon. She's just got a mark. And Celine's like, nah, bitch.
I'm not gonna lie. Now that you said that, I want K-pop Demon Hunters 2 to just be Rumi going dark. Like, I want to see what the fuck she can do with that. I'm sorry. Go ahead. That's just me. Like, okay, maybe I'm weird. I retract my previous statement.
I mean, Dark Rumi is kind of hot because when she was like real deep in her like sorrow, basically, that demon voice was pretty hot. I was gonna say, but a commenter pointed this out because I hadn't thought about this before because I was rewatching some scenes before this. But Rumi and Celine's argument before the end, right? So one of the comments was saying how normally in like TV shows, movies, and books, typically when your MC goes to their mentor like figure and they have this real like deep discussion, normally what happens is the mentor is like, all these things I was taught, they were wrong, I fucked up, let me help you find a solution for this, the thing I contributed with. And they were saying that like for the first time I've ever seen a similar scene, but that mentor is buckling down on their shit.
Doubling down on it. Yep. Like, hey, no, you're wrong. Like, no, you still gotta hide that.
And they even pointed out that while Celine is talking, there's a very interesting animation choice where like Rumi is kind of like her gaze is looking down a bit and she's blank. She's blank while listening to this. And they were like, that's like,
oh, that's trauma 101 right there.
Yep. One that's more like, holy shit, but also like, this whole scene is just rude as hell.
Like, man, that's PTSD right there, baby. When you go back to, the same scenario, you turn back into that same person. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man.
I think that's what makes
Isn't it great?
I know, right? Hey! It's like,
no, it's so bad.
Cinema therapy was so right too when they were talking about how sometimes you can like show everything to a person and then they still reject you, because Celine was that, not Mira or Zoe. They just needed a minute, right? The first time, like, they just needed a second, and then they came, like, and that's fair though, because you've been hiding this whole time, and then the first time they see you, and it's like this, and it's just like, oh shit, so they needed a minute.
Like, happened in the worst way possible.
Right, like that's a hell of a time.
If Celine was not like whispering in her fucking ear her whole childhood, if Rumi had been like, listen guys, I gotta talk to you about something, we're gonna talk about something real deep, they would have been fine. I whole ass believe they would have been cool as fuck, but when they saw that shit, like, I probably would have needed a minute too. Like, damn, okay.
It's like you have to give people time to like process things, and they needed to hear it from Rumi they needed to hear this from Rumi in kind of a safe space to be able to hear it, and they were unable to, and then, because, they did what they did, so they had to, like, and I'm sure that was, listen, they probably all got to go to therapy because, they did pull up a weapon and hold that to her, and that must have been a shitty moment, because that's literally that's everything Celine was telling you coming to fruition, right? Like it's all coming to fruition when it wasn't supposed, it was, if she'd have just been honest with them, 20 years ago, however the fuck, they would have been like, I don't care. Like, and us, the audience, know that, but nobody fucking told Rumi because Celine is the worst.
Well, and like, and honestly, I know there's a different conversation going on right now about, like, kids are taught hate, which is, something we're touching on right now. And the thing is, having some kind of community too, like, kids, if you told a kid, like, hey, they have burn marks or something, they're like, okay. And then, you can kind of band them together like that in a way where they're going to protect Rumi as you get older, going through all of that. Like, man, kids can be taught a lot of things, especially empathy. Oh, weird. And like, they would have been able to help her as she got older. Weird. Okay. I'm like, oh, man. But
I do love how they wrote Celine, though. And I think one of the reasons that I love how they wrote Celine, even though I fucking hate her guts, because she's the fucking worst. And I think it would be easier to hate Celine if she was Gima. But Celine was not Gima in that Celine did love Rumi, just not all of her. And I think that's something that Hannah and I were talking about too, is very relatable. And Adam touched upon it as well. Especially just being like, say, LGBTQ, and you have parents who are like, I love you, but can you just stop being gay? And all of us know that that's horrible, and that's really not what love is, because love is unconditional. There aren't conditions to love. But Celine was very like, when Rumi like is on her knees and she's holding up the sword and she's like, kill me before I do a horrible thing that we know poor Rumi is not going to do, but Rumi is literally just completely broken down at this point. And when Celine knocked the sword away, I thought we were going to have that redemption moment. I was like, oh my God, thank fuck, Celine really does love her. And I believe Celine did love Rumi in a way, but what was so fucking beautiful about that scene was Rumi screaming, all of me, and Celine just being unable to look at everything that she was. And I think that part, I know, like, Taurus, we're being triggered now because it's so fucking relatable, because I feel like, especially, we hope kids nowadays don't know it, but I think all three of us here have people in our lives that are like, they love us, but they don't love all of us. There's parts of us that they just cannot love for whatever reason that fucking is. And that's what made Celine, that's what made it like hurt so much. And I'm gonna let you talk because I know you got so many thoughts.
No, you're good.
This is so relatable too, because this also brings me back to the Acolyte, Soul, the Jedi. I don't know who watched that.
I didn't watch it.
Okay, so that's okay. I'm gonna do you mind if I spoil it a little bit?
No, go for it.
Okay, so there, real quick, I know, just, there's a lot, but basically, Soul is like this Jedi, and he's actually a Jedi that we can really root for. He's not like the Pops Jedi. He's like, he seems to be like a cool Jedi, and he's trying to help this character, and then you find out that Soul did some fuck shit as a Jedi. And when Soul has the chance to apologize for what Soul did, Soul just doubles down. Soul doubles down. He says, I made the right choice. There was no other choice I could have made. And Soul did some bad shit. And bad shit. And Soul, murder, bro. And Soul just doubles down. Looks the person that he has harmed dead in her face and says, it had to have been this way. I was right, but I do in fact love you. And we know and that's not even it's not like, yes, you do love this person. But bro, you killed her mom, bro. You kidnapped her and killed her mom. And you is literally still like, but the Jedi, I did whatever I did. And it was literally just like Celine. Celine is like, yo, bro, this part of you is wrong. I am correct. So it was like, I appreciate the doubling down, but what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. My only thing to that with the Celine thing, I'm I'm only not gonna argue, but I'm only gonna put forth, I don't think she loved her. I don't. And I'm gonna say it as I think she loved her mom. I don't think she loves Rumi at all. Not really. I think she loves the part of Rumi that is her mother. And I don't think that whole hitting the sword away and the whole all of me part, because the thing is, and I say that very specifically, I'm so sorry, y'all. I made it worse. I'm so sorry. Like because the thing to me is like even the whole part of just like, not that I don't understand this. Trust me, for the record, y'all, I come from Alabama. Okay, I get it. Like when people are just like, um, you know, y- I would, I love you, but is there a way you could just not be gay? Like that automatically assumes that being gay is not you. And that somehow in their mind you can just be and just kick that part out. And somehow it's okay. Like, no, I'm sorry, but that colors how I view the world. It colors how I view how the world treats me. Like, like those types of things, like it's you. I'm sorry, but you can't just I mean, you could love a part of you. It's more of like I admire this part of you. I loved your mother. You are the only thing on the planet that is still continuing your mother. So I love the part of you that's your mom. Like, but I don't love you. Like, I just, yeah, sorry. It's just the way I viewed it. Yeah. And so I'm sorry. Like, because I could see where Celine regretted if she did kill Rumi's mother for, honor reasons or whatever it might have been. I could see her being like, I don't want to make the same mistake because it'll remind me of that trauma that I did to myself, kind of thing. But like, yeah. You gotta solve this on your own, buddy, because I can't do it for you because trauma. But anyway, yeah.
I'm mad at you, Torin, because I believe you are correct.
You're welcome.
I
think.
believe.
Having multiple Celines in my life, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't. Because do you want to make it worse? Like,
You're welcome. I'm already fucking bleeding, Torin. Let's go. Keep it up. Let's go.
Yeah, make it worse. No, like
bloodletting fix me like a dark age doctor.
Because the thing is, to me, with the whole, especially the whole free thing, and why free is my favorite. If we don't face it, I think that's literally everybody. Like that speaks to every character, even Celine. Because with Celine, again, I don't think Celine herself realizes that she doesn't love Rumi. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry, guys. But like, I think it's literally everyone in there. Yep.
Kay in the chat agrees with you. Kay in the chat
Thank
says,
you.
I think she doesn't love Rumi at all, but has a sense of familiar obligation. That shit goes hard in Korea. She could want to straight up run Rumi through with a sword, but still feel obligated to raise and protect her, if only out of a combination of fulfilling her duty to family and saving face. Even to eliminate Rumi would be to lose face for the family by admitting what happened to make Rumi exist.
Yep.
Oh!
Sorry.
We all gotta go to more therapy, y'all.
Yep. And because I can't speak for Korean culture, but it's definitely a thing in Japanese culture of just you push your personal feelings aside and you stick to what your job is or what you're bound to do, and yep, honor too. Sorry.
I know we're all just sitting here like processing this new information because I'm sitting here just to make it more fun for other people too. I was somebody on one of the social media networks that was talking, and they were talking about how when people they were just talking. I know I'm so like articulate.
Sorry, I love that. And they were talking.
They were talking, bro, and it was fucked up what they were saying. Okay, this is just like
so
fucked up.
It was the delivery. It was great.
Thank you. I am professionally media trained. Thank you.
It's such the meme of just like, what's worse than a rapist? A child. Like, whoa, now. Perfect meme. Okay, I apologize.
No, you are good. No, you are so good. You were so good. Because you said that talking about, parts of people and not being able to love them and plucking the gay out of you and whatever. And somebody had this really great insight that one of the reasons why some people think that you can just choose not to be gay is because they are choosing to be straight.
Right there, buddy. And if we don't face it, like, come on, like, yep. And
If you think that it is a choice, then maybe you should look deep within yourself and about what you are choosing to be.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I've seen
And
that shit, and each time I see it, I'm like, damn, speaking to the choir.
can I get the mic a little high? I'm done. But like legitimately though, like I bet y'all could, and anyone listening too, you think of a person that chose to honor a marriage obligation or something like that when you can tell their life would have been drastically different if they just accepted themselves.
I know people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I do
no.
too. I'm from Alabama.
Yeah.
I know people. Like, and I saw it all the time, and I'm just like, okay, cool, thanks, y'all. Because the whole it could even be like you're not allowed to be yourself as a kid and find out who you are and test things, blah blah, whatever. It's like, yeah, I could totally see that. Love
I feel if
y'all.
I can attempt to choose to be straight for 20 years and not manage to make it stick, you can't just hammer that shit out. Yeah, you can't. You can't.
Yeah, trust me. And then right now, some discourse of just being like, trust me, if I could choose to be a lesbian, I would. Like, come on. Like, I feel that.
They're also talking about how like they don't understand why this is even a thing because kids grew up with like constant hetero everything. Like look at every relationship in Disney ever, and like your straight agenda clearly didn't fuck with us as kids. Like
Great agenda.
Come on, like there absolutely is a hetero agenda. There is no gay agenda.
100%, yeah,
Gay
yeah.
people do not give a fuck. Gay people are like, we are just gay, leave us alone. But heteros are like, no, you got to be straight, dog. And I'm like, bro, I'm fruity as fuck. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm like, I might need a little more women than guys just because men, bro. But like, I'm still like,
something I'm
Ready
gonna lay
those
out a
shirt.
little bit. I'm gonna lay out like a little bit of trauma here, cause why not? But like my sister, right? When I was like itty bitty pixel, right? I forget what I did or said, and there's like a 7-year age gap between me and my sister, right? So
I'm assuming you're the
I
younger then.
yeah, I'm the younger one.
Okay, good.
But so I forget what I did or said as a kid, but like Carrie, my sister, looked deep in my orbital socket and said, "She gonna be fruity one day."
Oh.
And I'm mad that she's right, but
Yeah, I was like, oh.
person that she has grown to be, along with many other members of my family, aren't the ones to like it. But I think it's very funny that she's the one that called it and didn't say much afterwards.
Well, and that's the thing, like, you just know, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. People, you can just see it. Like, when people, like, when little ones are very little and then they start having things of interest, and it's just like, oh, okay. And it's like, but you can't have that Barbie kid, you're a boy, which is obviously we all agree is dumb. But like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just Rumi's story to me personally. Of just, that's not what society told you to do. And it's like, I literally can't just happen. What are you talking about? Like, this is not something that can change about me. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, sorry, I'm good. I'm good.
No, it's
Yeah,
okay.
we all have stories like that.
We do all have stories like that.
We do.
And
yeah.
I am a sucker for a really good third act. And I think while Golden is catchy and literally all the songs were so well written and done, even, I mean, whatever, Soda Pop. We're mad about it a little bit. But this is what it sounds like is always going to be, at least I don't know, maybe once I move out of a different phase of my life, it won't be. But Pixel and I have probably watched K-Pop Demon Hunters about 6 times now. Probably 6, 7 times. Yeah, we've like literally it's become like a new comfort movie. And which I don't know what that says about us, but it's like a new comfort movie. I just fucking love it. And
Hey, shiny weapons.
Yeah, shiny weapons, good music, strong female characters. We're going to talk about that in a second too. But for Rumi to have gone through that and still made the choice that she made in the end is something for us all to aspire to, I think. Because to have been beaten down the way that she was beaten down and to have all of her kind of worst fears be literally in her face, and for her at the end to say, if this is the Han Moon, I'm not protecting it. So powerful. So like, whoever wrote that, and I said this last time we talked about, just fucking got it. And I think when you are dealing with topics like this that are so sensitive, and you are telling this story so well, like literally so well. I do agree with you, Torin. I think the romance was so rough, but I'm just so used to that in animation. Like we're in love. Like 20 minutes later, I'm just like whatever. And I also really love that like they never kissed. Like we talked about that too.
Yeah.
Like I love that their romance. Like there was obviously chemistry, but it never went there. It didn't need to. I thought it was perfect the way it was. I'm also a sucker for like people like just being like love just being like the best thing ever, and then you meet somebody and you fall in love for 5 minutes. Like I'm a romantic. I'm just like that's some love, baby. There's nothing stronger than love.
I love love.
That's my cult. My cult is the cult of love, bro. I love love so much. So I was just like, yes, be in love. But for her to have gone through like all of that and to literally come into that stadium the way that she did was just like, girl, you ain't even had to go to therapy. I gotta go to therapy. I need meds.
I'll still go to therapy.
Right. And, you know, like,
yeah.
I need it framed, just like the words on paper, and then frame it. The exchange between Rumi and Giba, their first ever actual verbal exchange. The whole, you come here like this, you can't even fix yourself. I can't. The Hanmoon is gone. It is. So we can make a new one. Full body shiver. I was like, holy shit. That was so goddamn cool.
Get it, girl. Like
and the way the camera zooms in on her because she's got the two eyes, and then she looks down and she says that, and you gotta like a freak.
Oh. That was so cool.
Fuck yes. You know, and I this is probably just me, or you know, the way fuck it, I'll just say it, we'll see what happens. But like honestly, I really, this is what it sounds like. I can't even sing along with it because it just gets me so bad. Like it just I will immediately start crying. Even thinking about it makes me cry. And I want to point out just one thing about it. I love that, let's say the whole Celine thing, if we're correct, where she's like, this is my duty. I've got to take care of this Katie even if I don't love her. But then to your point, for Rumi to come back and be like, this is my duty, but I'm going to do it the way that I need to do it. And I'm like, that fucking get it, Rumi. Like, and I love that choice became, one, her choice, and two, the way that she knows how to do it and how she can actually show up to do it, rather than just like, you know, how you tell me to do it. Like and I think that's kind of just the best illustration you can do in animation of breaking generational trauma, because it's not like the mission was bad. Clearly the mission was good, you know, like they literally had the same mission. Celine and Rumi, if you want to put two juxtaposition characters here, they literally had the same mission, but one was doing it in a way that, you know, this is it. It's, for me, it was a whole thing of asking why. Like, hold on, it's not like I disagree with the mission, but why are we carrying it out this way? Well, because we've always carried it out this way. And it's like, yeah, but that way sucks. Like, that way doesn't let me actually wear sleeves. Like, even if it's something that's shallow, like, why do I have to wear long sleeves? And honestly, and this may just be because of being from a Japanese American family, like, I've never quite been a person to understand tradition and not ask why certain parts of it. And if it didn't have a good answer, like, it never sits well with me. And I think that was the only reason right now we're having a good shift in breaking generational trauma things. And I mean that in a general sense too. Like, I love that that's how they highlighted that with the movie. And also why this is what it sounds like. I can't fucking like, I can listen to it, but I will cry. Because it reminds me of that part of it of like, and you know, trying to forge your own path, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All those things.
No,
Fine.
it's okay.
I
It's
stabbed
okay.
myself. It's okay.
So I will.
My emotional daggers.
No, you're fine. Not related, maybe related, not related.
Could be.
Things that you can't listen to that will make you cry. This is me. Still can't listen to it without crying. From The Greatest Showman. It's this.
I didn't watch it. Sorry.
It's okay. You know, yeah, the movie itself is like subpar, but for whatever reason, the music is incredible. And
Nice.
I'll send you a video actually because
Thank God, because I would love to cry today.
Yeah, musical theater nerve. It's actually beautiful.
Yeah.
This Is Me is literally like, it's the title. It's a song about kind of just reclaiming who you are. And what's actually really beautiful about this particular song and like a kind of a subpar movie is there's a video of the woman who sings it having to perform it for like a casting call or whatever. And there's everybody's in the room. Like Hugh Jackman is there, who's in the movie, and she starts, and you can visibly tell that she's nervous.
Yeah.
And then there's a moment where she stops being nervous. And she
Just
lets
dip
it
into
out.
it.
Oh, and I'd have,
Yes!
that guy's kidney, I'd have
Ah!
given it to be in that fucking room with that kind of energy. Was just like, but I can't listen to that song without fucking crying. We
No, I
watched
get
the
you.
new Wicked trailer. And there is a moment in the new Wicked trailer where Elphaba looks at fuck whatever her name is, Glinda, and says, you know, look at me. And Glinda does, and then she says, now look at me the way they do. And I was already crashing out that day, so then I crashed out again.
Yeah.
That
Good,
was really
good.
fun.
Mhm.
That was really fun.
Yeah,
So I get
love
it. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it.
Failure curve.
Yeah. So just, you know how art just fucking just really hurts us. But the lyrics to This Is What It Sounds Like are fucking so perfect. And I know that there's like this beautiful story of the woman who wrote Golden. We don't do names here. I'm so sorry. We just forget. But I know her story, and she has like this beautiful story of redemption for
EJ.
her. Thank you, EJ. She has a beautiful story of redemption for herself, and how she wrote Golden is so just special and completely like how artists just do shit. We're just like in the shower, and then we're like, oh yeah, this is fucking a great idea. You know how, you know, all the great art, we just get, you know, fucking we're under our desk crying, and then all of a sudden the universe is like, hey, make art, and we're like, okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, all right, you know, and now, oh shit, now it's blowing up. So everybody, like, I love that, you know, that Golden was like her moment, but I think This Is What It Sounds Like is so fucking special, because you're right. It everything about that made me fucking mad in a good way as a writer, because it's so brilliant. It is so fucking, like, especially that line, I don't know why I couldn't trust you to be on my side. Like, for Rumi to go back
Oh, stop.
into, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I know, for Rumi to go back into the stadium by herself after the kind of breakup that her and her friends had, like they held weapons on her, but she tried again. And for her to do that and have her trust be rewarded because she knows them, even though Celine just so completely fucking rejected her in the worst fucking possible time, was just so fucking like, bro, This Is What It Sounds Like is everything. Like, every part of all those lyrics in there are so fucking smart and good. Like, go ahead, babe.
And there's just so much about that scene in general, but one of them, because like I always get the impression, like, because when Mira and Zoe like wake up from their trance and they're listening, I love animation so much, because both of their facial expressions while they're slowly walking to her, to me personally, just scream, I fucked up, that's my friend. Like, that's what the impression I was getting. But like the lyric, when they all like sync up their voices, the song we couldn't write, This Is What It Sounds Like, that fucks me up. Them walking together on the stage and then embracing fucks me up, and then when the crowd joins in, fucks me up.
No, and to your point, I love that part, because and again, breaking generational trauma thing, and this is where my brain interprets it. Like, both her friends had to break it quick. They were raised by Celine too, baby. Like, they got all of those same ideas from her. And so that's why they initially turned on her, you know. And then in the moment when Rumi was like, oh shit, and runs, you can even see it right then. They go, what did we just do? Like, that's the girl we've been with for 20 years. We literally live with her. And like we've seen all the things that she can do, and then that's how we treat her. And so like that to me, and maybe this is due to my background, but like um going to your mentor, obviously getting shut down, we've already talked about that. And then I'm gonna do my duty anyway. And Rumi walked into that room not thinking that she's gonna have support actually. Like, she walks in, and again, I love animation. I'm with you there, Pixel. Like, her hair's fucked up, the outfit's fucked up. Like, it's just like little things. Like, there's little pokey outs from the braids and everything. And like the other two look perfect. They are still in their regalia, if you will, like how they're trained and how they're supposed to do this, how they're supposed to present to the world. And they're still like, to your point, oh shit, this is the time we show up. This is the time we show up. Like fuck everything that they taught us in the past, because they weren't aware of the conversation with Celine. They had no idea. She literally just went boop, pop back in. Like, oh yeah, we did fall to the dark side. Fuck. Hey. But you know, in if you think about it from their perspective, they had to change that thought like that. They had to go, wait, 20 years of this, maybe we were wrong. And like, you prove it with your actions that you're good. Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so pretty.
It's so
It makes me cry.
you can hear them talking about their own trauma too in those
Yeah.
in each of those lyrics, like, Zoe, why did I color up the the colors inside my head, Mira talking about the jagged pieces, and how she was, so I like that. And I think it helped too that it's so clear that these three are going to be ones to break this, because even after they have that really bad fight on the train, they have a kind of a come together moment in the apartment before then, where even Mira's like, I know I can be this, but you guys make that okay. And Zoe's opening up about how she feels, and Rumi's not ready yet, but she's there and she's present and she's listening, and she's like, I love you guys, whatever. So I think that helped a lot for them to remember like who she is.
Well,
Like,
and especially 'cause she's
irregardless.
accepted the worst parts of them.
Exactly.
Like, because yeah, and I think that's whole Rumi's hesitation of, okay, y'all know the bad parts of me, like I work too much. So there's something worse. Like, like but truly, I to your point, I think that's exactly what it is, because they both know that Rumi has already accepted the worst parts of them. Which, funnily enough, and obviously they did this on purpose, but like Golden, you already know all the flaws of all three of them for at the very beginning of the fucking movie. Like that's the whole point, right? Of like, I live by, like, that part and the dichotomy there, and then I'm so sorry, I'm so bad with names. Um, uh, pink haired one, so bad, help. Mirror. Okay, I was like, I didn't hear Pixel, but I saw Mirror. So anyway, like, but like in her thing of just like I was a little too wild and that kind of things. And then that's like, I feel like that's you in your 20s when you're just like, no, this is who I am. Fuck you. I'm gonna just do what I want, and like I'm gonna be me and learn how to make that successful. And then the next song, this is what it sounds like, is like your 30s. I feel like that's when you get a little bit older and you chill out a little bit. But like, but also just going, it's still okay to be ashamed of these parts or to be sad about them. Like, it's not like Golden feels like that whole I'm fucking empowered because I have these things. You're not going to fuck with me, and building a wall still. And I feel like this is what it sounds like is, okay, the walls are down. Sure, maybe this isn't my happiest part, but I can still keep walking forward. It's resilience versus, you know, uh hardness, if you will. Like, I feel like Golden is just like, you can't touch me versus, okay, fine, you hurt my feelings, fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's an admittance of, okay, I don't have to be impervious
Or you
to
don't
the
have
damage
to
of the
be
world.
perfect either. And I
Yeah.
think
Well,
that's true too.
accepting the sad parts too, or like,
Sure.
being okay with the full range of emotions versus just like, you don't even get my emotions.
Right.
Like, you don't get the privilege of knowing what they are. Yeah. And-
It's
Man,
your
this is a weird journey for me. I'm so sorry, y'all.
No. But I
I
think
am absolutely calling myself out.
that is the brilliance to the writing, because I don't
Mhm.
see Golden the way you do, but I love the way you see Golden. I love that.
Well,
I
they
love
they
that.
literally wear almost armor.
That is
Like,
true. Oh, yeah.
it's a bunch of metal and like shoulder pads. Like, come on, we all know that we went through the shoulder pad thing, or at least saw the 80s. like there was that, even fucking Pat Benatar was what, 5'2", and she's wearing shoulder pads, had spiky ass hair, and it's like a human porcupine. Like, you don't want to mess with that. That shit will fuck you up. But now that look of strength and resilience looks a lot different. It even with I'll even throw Chappelle Rowan in there with the whole literal armor, but she still had that very feminine hair to go with it. And it's still a very different look at, not necessarily I'm strong as fuck, you can't touch me. I'm strong despite the fact that you hurt my feelings. And I can still walk with resilience. And so, like, to me, that's the progressions of the songs. Yeah. Yeah. I'm learning a lot about myself right now. Wait a minute. At least these are things I knew, but I didn't realize that's how I saw K-pop Demon Hunters. Like, these are things I've worked through myself, but I'm like, oh, I guess I'm just applying that through all my life. Cool.
There's also like a detail I completely forgot to mention with like this is what it sounds like, because it just adds more heft to the beauty, because just a little bit before we got to hear Mira and Zoe's inner demons talk to them.
Yeah.
With like Mira, like, you thought you could have a family, and Zoe with like, you're too much and not enough, which I definitely feel. But so that was definitely the knife, and that was just like, right, like, yeah, fuck y'all. But it just adds so much beauty to their segments, and this is what it sounds like. So, because you know a little bit of what they go through in their head too.
Yeah.
Even though they're demons, just fucking, you know how demons be.
To your point though, Torin, I also
Mm.
really like that babe, also, you're not too much. Okay?
You're never
not.
no. I agree.
You are so fucking perfect. And
They
I
just didn't
want
know how to love you.
more. That's right. That's right. But you know how to
Listen,
love yourself,
K-pop
okay?
Demon Hunters is being too on brand with the bullshit.
I could.
Babe.
I won't throw those emotional daggers at y'all. Yep, it gets worse.
Listen, we can all trauma bond here. It's fine. But I like how you interpret it as well. How this is what it sounds like, kind of lets like unlovable parts of you be lovable, and you don't have to be so shiny, and you don't have to have your armor on, because the lyrics speak to that. Because you know, we're shattering the silence, we're rising defiant, right? That's beautiful. That's a beautiful line. Shouting in the quiet, you're not alone. But after that, we talk, the song literally says, so we were cowards, so we were liars, so we're not heroes, we're still survivors. That fucks me up too. I mean, literally talking about how, like, you don't have to be perfect to be in this. You don't have to be perfect to fight your demons, you know? And I think...
Which is Gina's arc.
literally Gina's arc too, but also like just all of them, like you can be too loud, you can be the wild child, you can be this person who just sits in their corner and listens to music and writes your lyrics and weird or whatever. Like you can be all that and still find your people. And I think that's so perfect. And I don't see Golden necessarily as like this is all of our trauma just coming out and how we interpret these lyrics, so I love this so much. I don't see Golden as an armor you have to wear, but I see Golden as almost like idealistic, as something that you want to achieve. And I think that you get there through This Is What It Sounds Like. I don't think Golden should be first. I think Golden comes after. I think you know, This Is What It Sounds Like, you embrace all these parts of yourself, and then you're fucking golden, bro. Because you've become who you were meant to be. Now you can sit on whatever fucking throne you want because you're real to yourself. You are all those things you want to be in Golden, but you got to go through This Is What It Sounds Like first. That's how I see it.
And well, I think that's what it should be, and what I think the lesson is. But however, I feel like there's that weird reclamation like with Golden, because even with Golden, and to your point, gold stuff you don't want to touch. You want to display it. That's like the highest, right? Like in the Olympics, you get a gold medal, you fucking win, la di da, you're the best. And like they don't go, here's shattered glass, you win. Like, wait a minute, like that's not the goal here. But to your point, like those are the things that like I'm going to reclaim this because I am the best at this. And it's like, actually, like I'm gonna use Zoe. Is it Zoe? The black hair with the okay, thank you. I'm gonna use her as an example of just like in the whole I played both sides, and goes through that in Golden. You know, she's like, but that's how I got here. Like, you know what I mean? Like these are the things that got me to here and got me to fame. But in the other song, and even before that, when they're trying to write the song and the one that they can't write, Takedown, she even showing that journey, part of her whole thing was like she had all the books and like wrote everything down and had so many thoughts and trying to get them all in, like poor ADHD child. You see her still struggle with it, even though in the Golden song, and to your point, it's like these are my strengths, but I'm still sad about it. Well, you know, or like I still struggle with it, where she's just like, I'll just throw it out and like tries to rip the book up, which was very funny. Like it just throws it. And then they make it a point in the song for This Is What It Sounds Like. But because the thing is, I agree that should be the journey. But I feel like Golden is the reaction of I've been hurt by this. You can't hurt me with this anymore. Versus, and I'm not gonna let you see it. Sorry, that's an important part. I've been hurt by this. You can't hurt me with this anymore, and you don't get to see the hurt. and then it goes to, oh shit, okay, fine, I can't accept the fact that I have feelings. I'm like, they're beautiful, shut up. But I feel like I absolutely agree with you. The journey should, in my opinion, look that way, where you go, I can be sad, I can be broken, I'm still okay. And you know what? Fucking, I'm gonna take this fucking gold spot, number one. But like, yeah, the defensiveness still is there though, of just like, you've hurt me, don't touch me, get away from me. And that's how I at least interpret it. Because I think like we're saying the same thing, but like you hope that it's that journey of this is what it sounds like. But I feel like in way most people are with defensiveness and reactivity and things like that, golden may probably happen first. Of just like, I've got armor, you can't touch me now. Versus like, I'm too good, I'm too fast, you're not gonna be able to touch me. Yeah.
Interesting. I love all this. This is so fun.
Good.
This is so fun. Okay.
I do too. I didn't realize I thought about it that deeply, but I do.
I like that you thought about it that deeply. That's such a good
Thank
perspective.
you.
I love it so much. Man, she's like, we don't give out gold. We don't give out jacket
Listen,
parts for
art-
fucking gold medal. I know, right? Thank you for the trouble. We need it.
That's
Uh,
you win first place, broken glass. Like what? Did you just grab like a window and went bam, done?
But there's
They share pretty
beautiful light
colors.
shining on it, right? It's prismatic. It's so much better, right?
Yeah. Difference between art and society.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Can we also very quickly talk about how fucking funny this movie is though? Because it is
Oh,
fucking
yes.
funny, bro.
So funny.
Dude. And I think it was the second time that we realized it when they were like, we're gonna go get Saja. And then there's that billboard that says kill Saja, and then it was like fucking they're like, yeah, we're gonna get him. And they're just fucking like, this movie is fucking
I want to know which one of the three made the caca noise.
I'm gonna guess it was Zoe.
I think it was
That's
probably
very Zoe energy. Like I can't see Mira doing that. You know what I mean? She's too cool for that shit.
Mira's doing the war cry. Zoe's going the caca.
That's absolutely Zoe energy.
So I feel like we can tie this into to talking about strong woman characters and how well they're written here, and some points to that. We're gonna go for a while, kids. Just buckle up. We're here. There is this hilarious scene too where they're getting ready to write takedown and they're all like, "Arr!" And then when they're running away, Mira grabs her fucking footstool because goddamn it, that's coming with her, and they're, "Arr!" But like carrying her fucking like her seat, which was fucking like, bro, I can't even, like, so well written. But let's talk about strong female characters and how this just gets women right. And I'm not even a crier, but I'm like, that's women. That's girls right there. All of them in the hot tub talking about, I'm so glad you didn't die. I'm so glad. And then everybody's crying. Right. I'm not really like that because I don't really like, I have a hard time crying in front of people. But I'd also be like, I'm like Mira, like, wow, super literal, but same. So glad you didn't die. And now they're all fucking like, you know, like, but, and in the beginning where everybody's just eating and burping and like all, so I watched this, I don't know if anybody had time to watch it, but I watched this YouTuber. So I know, so like, you know, like really narrowing in. I don't want to call anybody out because I kind of agree with what she was saying and I kind of don't with some of her examples. But she did talk about how it seems to be very hard for Hollywood somewhere along the way. And I don't know where they lost it. Follow my ADHD train of thought. We have Terminator 2. Or Terminator 2.
Fucking Sarah Connor. Let's
Right.
fucking go.
Let's
Sorry, okay.
fucking go, right? We have aliens. You know, we have fucking aliens. We even have
We talked about this.
Right.
Alien vs. Predator, when she got that shield on, I was like, you fucking get it. All
right,
sorry, go
Alien
ahead.
versus Predator, right? But we also have
Yep.
Ellen Ripley and like fucking aliens,
Mhm.
right? And how somehow James fucking Cameron would never have called that did trauma well in an aliens movie. How the fuck? I don't fucking know because I know we all feel a certain kind of way about James. But like, you know, we get that air, you know, Buffy, right? You know, like we have Josh fucking Wyndon. How? No idea. You know, but
I feel like it was a mistake. He didn't mean to do that.
Right,
Anyway, keep going.
right. But we had this era of strong female characters that we knew they just were, right? And then somehow, some way, Hollywood forgot how to write them. And I feel like
Ooh.
that isn't incorrect 100%, but I do feel like there is a try too hard that has happened in Hollywood, and I'll give an example. I think
Yes,
a great example I can give is the most recent Terminator that came out. They brought Sarah Connor back. If you didn't see it, you don't have to. But I would recommend not watching it because the movie is dumb.
Okay.
But
I
it
believe you.
feels like Hollywood found this, like, hashtag Me Too woke trend that was going on, and then decided that that what everybody actually wanted was for you to kill off strong male characters and replace them with women.
Yeah.
So in the newest Terminator, John Connor dies in about 30 seconds and is then replaced by someone who is 4'11" and just a spicy less. Okay? And I'm like, what?
Well,
like,
my
there could have
first
been a
immediate
mentorship.
thought-
There could have been a passing
Yeah.
of the baton. There could have been, and she also gave the example of, like, people hate on Captain Marvel so much. I don't think it's deserved, but I do understand why people have a hard time connecting with the character. And I think that requires a more nuanced discussion than Hollywood just can't write women.
Yeah.
But I do see that this trend, that it seems to be like there seems to be some feeling that in order for there to be a strong woman character, she's got to be like bashing men, or, I'm the best somehow. And listen, in action movies, I don't give a shit if we have John Sue's, Mary Sue's, because in every action movie that has ever existed, we have had that. If he's got big muscles, he can fight and he never gets hurt. I don't understand why we can't extend that to women as well in action movies. Like, I've never understood that nonsense. Like, all of a sudden, if it's a woman in an action movie and she's throwing a guy through a window, that's not realistic. And I'm like, but for real?
And I think
It's 0 degrees outside and he just fell in water and now he's out of water. And his man muscles have kept him warm, but she can't throw a guy through a window like that. Okay.
Sorry. Man muscles have kept him warm. And I feel like, honestly, my first thought when you asked the question was, it's what's marketable. That's truly what it is. Because I can almost guarantee you there are plenty of writers, directors, whatever, that have strong female characters. And I think it's what's marketable, but also definition of strong. Because a strong man versus a strong woman in realistic terms, I think can be very different as far as perception goes. Because I think we three can agree, maybe, that a strong woman is not a woman necessarily that can lift like 500 pounds. Like, yes, that is strong by muscle definition of I can lift this heavy object, I can pick it up, but I can put it somewhere else. But a strong woman is someone who, like, for example, has 3 kids, leaves their shitty husband, builds a life still, and continues fucking putting one step in front of the other, even though she just had a fucking crash out and, bawled her eyes out or something. Like, the definition of strength to a lot of different people, like, but to a societal way of looking at it, it's very different. And so I would almost bet money that they don't think they can sell that version of a strong woman, a real strong woman, not the woman that can lift 600 pounds. Don't get me wrong, it's fucking cool as shit. In fact, I just saw a video, this black woman who was maybe 40 actually did lift 600 pounds. That shit was great. And I was like, you fucking get it. Anyway, which is great, but like, not all women are going to try to achieve that. And I think the everyday struggles of most female femme presenting people are more like, unfortunately, that other example of that's a strong woman to me, because we can relate to society, people, everything just beating the shit out of us, literally, figuratively, both. And we still keep fucking showing up. And I don't think Hollywood knows how to sell it.
I got a deep thought about that. It got deep.
I got thought.
I have big thought. I have big thought. This is very deep, actually. But I
Sorry?
think, oh my god, don't go so deep. But I think with the Hollywood doesn't remember how to write female characters anymore, I think it's because society doesn't remember what a strong woman is. And I think mainly because I'm gonna get real deep, so buckle up. because characters like Sarah Connor, Ellen Ripley, and like other characters, right? While they are wonderful and they take up such big space, there's not many like them. There's very tiny, minuscule amounts like them. Because I love Ellen Ripley, love Sarah Connor. There's just not many characters like this. So like I don't think this is a new concept of Hollywood not knowing how to write women. I think this has always been a thing through the ages. We just got real lucky with the ones we have because society doesn't remember shit about women or like any non-binaries or anyone presenting. I think people are only now talking about Hollywood doesn't remember. They've never remembered. They've never known because society won't let us be women. Like
Well, and to your point, all histories are written by men because
yes.
women's histories were never written down and or were
Yes.
destroyed intentionally. And
Yes.
so I would very much agree with your point, and I think both what we said is very similar to that effort. And again, what is a strong woman? Like, don't get me wrong, Wonder Woman, the first one, part of me was just like, fucking get it. And like that whole scene where they had the Gatling, not a Gatling gun, but you know what I mean, like the machine gun, and her with the shield. The executive people in the company that were producing that movie were like, why is this scene even here? And the director was like, oh fuck no. And every woman that watched that was like, oh fuck no, that was a great scene. What do you mean? Like, I remember watching that the first time and I teared up. And like that like I was saying, like, people don't know how to market that or how to make that, in quote, believable, whatever you want to call it. Like, only women who know what that barrage feels like are gonna be like, fuck yeah. And some exec that's just like, women don't get barrages like that. Y'all have opportunities. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's why there's this whole thing of like, it's so hard to be a dude now. And it's like, a millennia of history will tell you shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up right now. Anyway, but I absolutely I agree with that. Absolutely. I don't think it's a lack of understanding how to write those characters. I think it's a lack of decision makers giving a shit. Is probably the simplest way I can put my thought into that without just being like, here's my soapbox, let me get up it, like, and start yelling.
And I think now there's so much attention, like this is there's so much attention on like doesn't remember how to write things, like, oh, you're just man hating. I think it's so much attention is on it now because so many people are waking up to the bullshit, and Hollywood execs don't know how to commercialize that awakening in people. So they're getting it bloody wrong, but they've always gotten it bloody wrong. Now it's just louder, and incels are getting more pissed off about it, which is, again, not anything new. It's just louder now because people are slowly waking up to shit, whether it's waking up to bad shit or good shit, it's debatable, but like, it's just louder now is the problem. It's kind of like how there's always been people with ADHD, but we've only been diagnosing it since the 40s, like that kind of thing.
Well, and I'll even bounce off on that point too, an agreement of there's internet, there's education. So now education is not being filtered through particular voices. Now, we obviously see there's a trend of trying to stop that. um, like, we need people stupid so our way of life can continue. And it's like, I don't agree with you. Fuck your way of life. But truly, I think that's part of it too, where again, we wouldn't even know they tried to get rid of that scene in Wonder Woman without people on the internet being like, hey, guess what? Like, and interviews talking about how to, how being a female director changed that movie so much. Patty Jenkins, I think. But absolutely, it's like the people are and I can I can kind of see where their point is like, well, but that's not what sells movies. And like, no, that's not how you sell movies. Shut the fuck up. Let these people cook. And you know what? We will probably have a slew of much better, stronger female characters. And I will say, I would even throw into the ring and of strong female characters, I will just say multifaceted, real human characters. Because like in the example of K-pop Demon Hunters here with these three, to your point, they were burping, they were eating, they were making very funny faces. Like, they were able to be funny. Where now, even in quote, there's a rise of like different female archetypes. You still have people like Melissa McCarthy that are funny and people accept her as funny. but they're never going to make her an action hero, which was great. Why Heat came out, love it. Anyway, but moving on. But like, you can be funny, you can be the best friend, you can be the sassy one, but things like K-pop Demon Hunters are like, no, they are all of these things. It's just the circumstances you put them in. And due to all of those things, we say that those three are strong. Anyway, yeah. I'm good. I promise. That was a really long explanation to get there.
I wanted to get deep with it. I wanted to get deep with it on that because
Yeah.
I think it's dumb because to your point, Torin, you said that it's not marketable, and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? And I know what you meant, but it's like me talking to Hollywood, like, what the fuck do you mean? Because it's almost like they feel like these things are outliers. It's like the video game industry thinking that, we can't make Baldur's Gate 3. Why the fuck can't you? I don't know why the fuck you can't.
And Larian was like, hold my beer.
Right, like, oh,
no,
like,
don't get me wrong, though,
yeah.
that did take like 10 years. Like, it was a long time.
Sure. Did it take
to
10
make it
years?
good.
Was it 10 years for
Not 10 years, sorry, but it took a long
six,
time.
right,
a lot
right.
longer than most people would
about
think.
6 years, but like that's
Still 6 years is long.
sure, right, it absolutely is. But Jesus Christ,
Especially in marketing terms.
we wish to fuck they took 6 years for Dragon Age Veilguard. We wish to right. So like these really deep, diverse movies that they just work, and because they're written honestly and smartly, Sinners, K-pop Demon Hunters. I think this has been just a really good year for fucking cinema and art and movies and probably music too. In that showing that we don't just want this one type anymore, and it shouldn't be hard to write strong female characters or just female characters in general, because you just have to be honest about how people are instead of writing women in this caricature of what you think a strong woman is. Buffy and Faith are a wonderful example of two very different women who are both strong and flawed in their own right. That's literally like a hero like Michael Burnham and Philippa Georgiou, all versions of her, right? Strong female characters that are not overly written. They don't have to put anybody down to be who they are. There seems to be a big focus on that apparently the only way women can be strong is how to put people down. And to some of these people's points about, especially when we talk about like Captain Marvel, one that she gets way too much hate because of just way too much. But there, at the end of that movie, there is, and it might have been a little ham-fisted because some Hollywood writers don't understand subtlety at all. It might have been a little ham-fisted, but her saying to people like, I don't have to smile. Fucking love that, right? Because has it ever...
No, I don't. Oh, I love that part so fucking much. God damn, it was so good.
We have farm boy Clark Kent that grew up to be a fucking Superman. Like, his biggest trauma is being raised on a barn. Like, come on.
Right.
Not the being raised in the barn.
I know.
But no, and I agree with you. And I think that's kind of how do I put this semi okay and not just mean?
Say
like
mean.
I
Say
truly
it mean.
okay, good. I think it's just because dumb people are in positions of power and decisions. And you can apply that to literally every form and level right now.
I
That's
think so,
truly what
too.
it is. and a
I
lack of
agree.
empathy. Like
It's just
those two
wild.
things combined. Yeah,
Like,
because the thing is, like, a lot of societal standards are like women should just accept how men's lives are, which directly goes into movies. 100%. Like, you should just accept this movie and the storyteller is this dude. And it's like, why? Like, and even games are like that. I mean, Jesus Christ, like, even the Final Fantasy games, how many of them are female leads? Two out of all of them? Because even Final Fantasy X, you have Yuna, but she's not the lead. It's Titus.
now Pixel's thinking.
Yeah. And like you got Lightning, I think her name is. Hey, that's it. And like
think
Yuna from Final Fantasy X too. I don't think that
10
counts.
2,
Yeah.
13, 13 2. That's the only ones I could think
That's it.
of.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I love Final Fantasy games. I'm sure y'all do too,
Mhm.
and like a lot of people do. But even then, Yuna is a strong female character in a very quiet way, and she's very resilient. But it's all through the eyes of Titus.
Bro, like, I know this isn't quite related to what we're talking about, but like,
You're fine,
in
go ahead.
terms of like Final Fantasy 14, right? I notice a problem, not necessarily with the female characters themselves, but like how the audience perceives them.
Yeah.
And one example is like, I don't want to give too big spoilers because Torn, I really would need you to play this game at some point, but like, at some point
Download.
in your future. But, like, there is
Yeah.
a character that had to do a very devastating thing in a big way, but she
Mhm.
had to do it or else this other horde thing is going to happen.
Right.
So like she had to do XYZ to propel the results of this not happening, and hopefully other good things will come of it. People hated her guts. I know I'm not shelling this quite a lot, but
No,
like,
no. I get where you're going. Yeah.
but like people will like say like on Twitter and everything will be like, this is a demon of a character, she's terrible, she does not deserve like XYZ. I'm like, motherfucker, she gave a lot to make sure your MC could succeed. Like, motherfucker, what? Like, I need you to play it because I don't want to like spoil anything, but like,
No,
because I know
I
I'm
get it.
not
Yeah.
telling a lot, but like,
No, and I totally get it. And I think you're touching on something very specific in to Crystal's original question of females, women are held to a very different standard. And it's sorry, I'm gonna get into a little emotional stabby knives here for myself, but I'm non-binary and God, we're not even gonna try to get on non-binary main characters or viewpoints here, but like I was telling somebody I was a woman or a girl for people when it was convenient for them. Because at least for me, I have never felt like a girl, ever. And despite my physical appearance, how I sound, whatever it is, I can remember being a kid and just never feeling that way and being accused of being too masculine or don't stand that way because you look like a masked lesbian or something like that. And like, I personally experienced a world in a culture of just I was a girl when it was convenient. And I mean that in the way of like literal words said to me of like, shut up, the men are talking. Like that kind of level. And don't get me wrong, I ripped them apart. But that was when I was much older, and like, but I that even just that microcosm of an example, I think exemplifies how women are held to different standards and characters too. Like in that example, you and I, we all hear anyone that has some shred of empathy can be like, she gave a lot to save your sorry ass. Like, what I mean? She gave a lot, not necessarily not you, but maybe the world in general. But like, she sacrificed a lot and knew the consequences, knew what was going to happen, and still did it anyway for a greater purpose or greater good. And people are going to judge her and be like, you did the worst thing possible, blah, 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 whatever. A man did that, they'd be like, if a man saw another man do that, probably be like, hell yeah, let's go. You don't even understand what he did. And when we're like, we do that every day. Like, what do you mean? Like, we sacrifice so much. Anyway, but then again, that's also expected too. So there's a very different double standard and a very different change of narrative when it fits someone else's perception of something.
1000%. Both y'all would say. And it bothers me so much, especially because I am a huge fan of action movies. Like that is like my shit. I fucking love
I love
action
action movies.
Yeah, I love action movies. I also love Star Wars. And
listen, I know we all have big feelings. Well, maybe we don't. Maybe you don't. But I have big feelings about the latest trilogy. Okay, I've become a very toxic person when
With Ray and them.
with the new
Is that what you're
trilogy.
talking
Okay,
about?
yes, I have become.
Okay,
You're right,
yeah.
I've become a very toxic person about all that. And one day we can talk about it whenever y'all want because I will nerd rage about that shit for fucking hours. But one thing
Yeah.
that pisses me off about people is how they view Ray and why Ray is a fucking Mary Sue and why she is not a Mary fucking Sue. Because let's be so fucking for real about the blessed Luke Skywalker, right? Fucking poster boy Luke, all right? Let's just be so fucking real about Luke's training. What did we actually fucking see him go through, bro? He's carrying 2-pound fucking Yoda through a fucking swamp. All of a sudden, he be flipping and shit. We don't ever see him actually get like real lightsaber training. Through half the fucking movies, Han Solo is saving his dumbass fucking life. And then all of a sudden, in Return of the fucking Jedi, which I love, my favorite Star Wars movie, now he's a badass. He's like, look at my black outfit and my awesome glove and my cool lightsaber. I'm a bad boy now, bitch, because I trained with Yoda for 5 fucking minutes. Fuck out of here with that. But now Ray,
That's the mark of a bad boy. I'm a bad boy.
right, like literally fucking like I can't.
Go ahead.
I
So
can't.
sorry, Ray.
Bro.
Okay.
But then Ray, we get backstory about Ray, right? She had to grow up by herself before she even gets the lightsaber in her hand. And look, I got a lot of problems with Star Wars. We can talk about it. But listen, before she ever gets a lightsaber, we see that she is a capable fighter. We see that she is capable, right? But everybody calls her a Mary Sue, and I don't understand why. The first
She
time
technically has more training than Luke just with that staff she has.
right, just because she actually has life experience.
And I'm mad that like that wasn't her, because why couldn't she have like something like Maul, where he has a staff that's a saber at both ends? That would have been perfect for her. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah,
You're
but
good.
that
You're
was
good.
his, and he would just be copying it.
Right.
Like,
Right.
but no, legitimately, to your point, that is exactly what it is.
It's
That is
so
100%
fucking
what it is.
Like the first time, like just for all you little fucking Star Wars people that think that Rey is like overpowered, you forget that the first time she fought Kylo Ren, he's injured. He got fucking shot, bro. He's literally
And she's
smacking
running
himself.
away half the time.
Right. He's literally smacking himself because he's a badass, even though that's a whole different discussion about that little bitch. And he's literally smacking himself in the wound so he doesn't pass out. And when she actually fights him again, she loses. She doesn't win. There's nothing she can do to beat him. Right?
Look,
The-
we all know
you
they're just mad that she was the main character.
Listen,
on,
we
we
can
all know,
argue.
right?
We know that it should have been Finn. We know all of this. There's so much we fucking know, bro. Like we know. Like
I
come
just
on.
meant the fact that people suck and they
Right,
are
no,
mad that
but
they don't see
absolutely.
themselves in Ray.
But that's what I'm like, bro. They
Like,
people who call her a Mary Sue, I want to fucking fight. I want to fucking fight because it's like you can argue that she's not well written across 3 movies. Sure, there's a lot of problems with those fucking movies. Maybe don't choose 2 different directors for each movie. Maybe that was a bad choice, Disney, but whatever. Like, but it's not because
Seamless
she's a
story?
Mary Sue. Like, I'm so fucking tired of there's an action movie and a woman's in it, and now all of a sudden shit's unrealistic. Are you fucking bro? They went to space in Fast and Furious, but a fucking ballerina assassin can't do what she does, but Vin Diesel can stomp on the ground and break concrete. Fuck out of here with your nonsense.
but he's got muscles, Crystal, and he's Vin Diesel. Also, he made the movies. So, but
It should have been
yeah.
Finn, and Finn should have gotten with Poe. Please.
Yes, 100%. And the thing is, it's just like y'all. Like y'all. It's just it's because they can't see themselves in the characters. That's literally it. But that can't be me, so that can't be real. And it's like, bro, you can't even get hit from a child. Okay? Like, shut the fuck up. Like, and I say that from an experience of being in karate for 10 years. Men are babies. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I'm so sorry. The super hyper masculine butch men kind of thing, you're a bunch of fucking babies. Okay. And I say as a 4'11" tiny person. And shut the fuck up. Anyway, but and I do want to bring just one little like K-pop insert here of just I love that everyone was so willing to be like, "Oh, Genie is so hot. Oh, but he did something bad, but he feels bad about him." Like, he literally abandoned his family in an era where they were doomed to die. And Rumi, whatever, all of them can be forgiven for having markings. The fuck? I'm sorry. Like, you want to talk about a double standard? Excuse me? Like, just because
Real.
as much as I love this movie, I really do.
Right.
There's still some things in it where I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Like, just because he's hot, we forgive him? No, I'm sorry.
I didn't.
Like,
I didn't
yeah.
until
No,
the
no,
end.
I agree
Yeah,
with you.
yeah, no,
But
I
I'm
was
just
like,
like,
yeah.
and even then, I still don't quite forgive him, to be fair. Like, he
Mhm.
still fucked up real hard. And his family died without any redemption happening for him. I mean, like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
hopefully you were correct and everyone's correct on the internet that like the Hunters did save that family from being just total act, especially the little girl. But like, that didn't happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like his little redemption arc didn't happen for another few hundred years.
Right.
And in
400.
fact,
400 years.
yeah, 400 years. And in fact, wouldn't have happened without Rumi. Let me just
100%. 100%.
okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry.
100%.
I'm good.
She was, I mean, so we can give him the tiniest bit of credit in that he had to make the choice at the end to actually step in and help her. We could give him like a little bit. Good job for doing the bare minimum.
Yeah, thank God you showed up.
Yeah,
Sorry.
right. Good
I have
job.
feelings
Good
about
job.
this, clearly.
But, yeah, but you know what? That's really fucking fair though, because like we hold women to these high standards, right? But a guy
Yeah.
like is like, I changed my kid's diaper, and we're like, yo, you're the shit.
Best father
Right,
of the year.
right. Or
Yeah,
he's like,
sorry.
yeah, I took my wife out on a date, or I opened a door, or you know, I did something, and we're all just like, oh my god, you did so good.
And the thing is, and for the record, I know we all know this too. It's not men bashing. It's not like that at all. It is a societal thing of standards, and then also a failure to recognize that your experience is not the only experience. And I say that as men are just like, oh, you're just men bashing. It's like, I'm sorry. Hold on a minute. We are trained to have empathy and to understand the things that you go through. And we're not going to get that back. Fucking stupid. Like,
Let's,
And
let's talk about the millennia of ruin for the uterine bearing motherfuckers. Because like even like
yeah.
'cause you can talk all day, like this is, I know this is like a fucked up historical example, but like the witch trial, considering you can find like whatever that day's equivalent of a warrant was, where they would like have the women's crimes on it. Some of it was like, talked too much, you got burnt. So like you weren't even charged for being a witch, you were being too loud about something,
You
and the
have
village didn't like
opinions?
it. Yeah, you have opinions, burn her, she's a witch. Like,
Yeah.
so like
No,
just
it's
that
absolutely just
alone.
an abuse of power. Like, yeah.
And men don't realize how that
Ta-da.
hurts them too. So I think that, you know, Genu should get props for doing the right thing at the end, but
Yeah, it
not a
happened.
lot. You know, like
No.
this is bare minimum. Like, oh,
Mhm.
the demon's about to kill her. I should do something. Yes, motherfucker, you should.
Well, and right before that, to clarify, for anyone who didn't remember, he didn't. For the record, his four little demon buddies were like literally shoving him out of the way because they're like, "We're gonna fuck this shit up," and Gina's just like, "Oh no, that's bad. I'm conflicted. I'm gonna stand here." like, I'm sorry.
And enough was like, you know, tension building. It took him a minute to do the right thing, but like y'all, that was bare
That's too
minimum.
real.
Right. It was
That's too
bare
real.
fucking minimum. Ruby literally like for having a tattoo went through all of this bullshit. You actually
Yeah.
did some fuck shit to earn your spot in hell. She was just fucking born.
Yeah.
You actually did some fuck shit.
No, you're not wrong.
Right?
That is
She
absolute truth right there.
was just fucking born, bro.
You were literally just born. You actually did fuck shit. This girl was born.
And also, the whole reason that she'd be like, kill my family brofist. Yeah, exactly. But like, also to also point out, not only like he sold his own soul. I'm sorry. It wasn't just like keep it be like, hey, buddy, would you like all those gold? And he was like, no, I don't like this life. I really want gold. You can do that. I was just like, here you go. So I just want to point that out. I need that to be known. Man, you want to talk about double standard? Rumi went through hell, and just like, especially from her own people too. And I don't mean like hunters. I mean from femme presenting female people. Like literally, you don't see any men telling her to cover up. I just want to point this out. Like it's internal here. It's behind our, friendly lines. But anyway, like he actually did some fucked up shit that affected other people. She, to your point, was bored and couldn't do anything about it. And literally all her people are telling her, like, down with them. And she's like, wait, but me. And then, yeah, et cetera, et cetera. We already talked about all the rest, but yeah. So I need
Yeah.
that to be known.
Yes,
Need to
yes, yes, yes.
Put that
Listen,
out there.
listen. We know
Yep.
he pretty, okay, and he is charming. He pretty. He
Oh no,
charming.
he's hot.
Okay, right. Listen. When he was like, "I give my soul to you," I was like, "That's pretty bardic. That's a bardic line." I was like, "Okay, I'm a little romantic. I could feel that you rolled a nat 20 on that shit." All
But you
right,
don't have one.
right, all
Sorry.
right. But also, when we think back and look, bitch, bare minimum. That was literally like bare fucking minimum. Bare minimum,
Yeah.
bitch. You she gave you a chance not to fuck up. You kept fucking up. And especially too, now that we're talking about it, like when he talks about like what he did and lies about what he did, right? So you a liar, right? You lied about what you
Hiding
did.
the shame, like
Right.
the really
And then
bad
you're-
part. You
right.
don't need to know that.
Right. And then he's like, yeah, you're shame too. Her whole shame is just like, I have markings.
Existing.
She has, right. Her shame is literally, I exist. Your shame is, I fucking ditched my family because I actually didn't want to get a job. I just wanted to play my guitar. And I'm like, I feel bad saying that because I also just want to play my guitar and not get a fucking job because playing my guitar is my fucking job. Fuck you, capitalism. I will make this work. But aside from that, you was like, all I have is my voice. But Torin, to you speaking about that era, bitch, you could have got, was your family starving because, you could sing? Or was they starving because you was lazy?
Well, and they wouldn't be able to get jobs. I'm just saying, man, I had this argument with an ex-coworker. I literally did. He was sitting there just like, for the record, I was in my late 20s. He was in his 60s, I think. He was mad that men didn't get as many options. Yeah, spit your water out. This is worth
I'm
it.
sorry, for what? Options for what? I'm very confused.
For choices in life of what they want to do.
I'm very confused. What choices does he think he doesn't have?
Yeah, exactly. Because he had to earn money for his family. And I was like, bitch, women couldn't even earn money. And anyway, so that's, I won't go into the full details of that, but still, it was that kind of shit. And Gino being like, oh, but I don't want to be poor and I don't want to struggle. And it's like, bro, you can earn money. You can earn food. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry.
There is another example again in Final Fantasy XIV, right? There is a character, a very well-known character, right? Who, because with Gino, it's like, oh, he's cute, so it's fine. There's a couple of them in Final Fantasy XIV where one of them, the big one, and I won't say his name because, my God, Torin, I really want you to play this game at some point. But
must play games so I can have references.
This man he literally caused an actual genocide, a finished genocide done. These people don't exist no more. This guy has the most not safe for work artwork ever. People ship in this motherfucker.
I mean,
They
so does
ship their
Thanos.
MCs with him. They ship other PCs with him who he wronged these two over here. So I'm like, so there's him and there's another one that tried to cause a genocide but couldn't finish it. He's also simmed after so
Yep,
hard.
them two. No, I'm just kidding. They can just be bad
It's
together.
giving soulless.
Yeah, but no.
It's giving soulless. Just
I wasn't gonna say it. Don't get me started. This title about to change. We ain't talking about K-pop Demon Hunters anymore. but and to your point again,
John Epler, sorry.
but also,
you know what?
Thanos was the same way. People are like, look at that ass, and I'm like, he tried to kill the whole universe, or half of it,
Right.
technically. But still, anyway, yeah.
The female writing in K-pop Demon Hunters is amazing. Hang on, Torin, let's talk about Veilguard. What do you think?
I just, it's okay.
I hate everything. I have so much hatred. I get so angry. My teeth itch. I'm so mad.
but they're bones. Like, no, but like, but to your point, I will do one like quick little sentence that I default to when I'm trying to be correct, politically correct. Veilguard was a good game for the year it came out. Super shallow and very pretty to look at. And that's it.
A fun game, a shit Dragon Age title.
Yeah, like it's not a Dragon Age game. It's an okay game for 2024. That's it. If you want me to expand upon that, pay me for another 10 hours because it's going to take a while and I can buy water because it's going to be a minute. Yeah, I hate Veilguard. I shouldn't say it. I don't hate Veilguard. It had two really, really great things to Veilguard. The character creator. Okay, I have one really good thing about Veilguard. The character creator. I lied. It was just one. It wasn't two.
You know what? I'm not even. I could say. Here's what I can say about Veilguard. He's gonna say we're all just like huge Dragon Age nerds. Hannah and I had a rant, and I'm sad we didn't know Torin when we did the rant because I feel like we can have another rant. We can have another one at some point. It'll be great.
Girl, I
That's
could
how
rant
we'll
for so long.
That's how we'll promo some dirty Dragon Age audio dramas that we're trying to make. We'll rant about Veilguard and then be like, now listen to this because this is amazing.
This is better.
This is so much better.
This is how you write romance, Veilguard. Okay, sorry. I'm good.
So I feel so bad for Hannah because Hannah is a Solus shipper, and I feel bad for everybody who ships Solus. She can tell you about it. She can tell you about it.
Sorry, I don't mean to make my eyes so accusatory. I'll just stop looking at you.
no.
Fucking excuse.
But like, here's what I liked about Veilguard because I'll be
Not
honest.
Veilguard, I wasn't.
No.
Yeah, but he's still him in freaking Inquisition. Okay, sorry.
Hang on, she can explain you because I've had this conversation with her too. She's got terrible taste in fictional men. I love giving her.
So
shit
you
about
like Thanos?
Like,
No.
He got them cheeks though.
I know, right? Oh my god. It was the cinematics I thought were really well done. Some of those cinematics were fucking fire. Like I can't even hold you. Like when you're going through Weissup and that bitch's face and the dragon and that shit is going on. I liked it.
Okay.
I thought it was
I will
really
give you that.
good. In my playthrough, I probably was in a bad mental place because when I thought we was about to take another L, I started crying like I got really upset. And then Homeboy appeared and he was like, I have all Italian and shit. He's like, I have the things, and I was like, yeah, motherfucker. You know, like, that was fucking great. That was so fun, and that really felt me. My little bone daddy died in my playthrough, that fucked me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Manfred died in his whole arc of like saving the day. I was like, man, and then everything after that just pissed me off. So Veilguard, like literally, like my experience with Veilguard was like the first two acts. I was like, okay, there's something in the back of your mind that's like something is wrong, something is missing, but I am enjoying the gameplay. Like I'm in it. Then we get to the third act. Like by the time, like when I think the game falls completely apart for me, and then I'm like, oh god, I'm slowly getting Solus lore, and I'm like, oh shit. You just feel it. You feel it coming. Like I'm not like I'm having fun for a video game. I don't know that I'm having Dragon Age fun, but the cinematics are pretty. This is fun. I'm romancing Lucanus. The sexy assassin man is like,
don't.
Right. That disappointed the shit. Anyway.
Yep.
And then we get to the part about Varric, and I am like, are you fucking kidding me?
That, I shit you not, that spiked the entire project I'm doing.
Dude, like, I got to that part, I played it before Hannah, and I was like, oh no. And I was like, babe, I think I have to spoil this for you. And then I was like, I think before you get there, I'm gonna have to tell you what they did. Because I need you to be emotionally prepared.
Because no shit, I probably would have all F forward and never finished it.
Yeah, no shit. I thought about it. And y'all know how bad I am for Dragon Age.
Especially with like the history of like Mary Kirby, and she's the one who wrote him, and how they did her so fucking dirty. I fucking hate John Epler. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be so toxic. I am not sorry he was bullied off of social media for how he treated Mary Kirby. He deserved it.
Nope, totally.
Maybe you should stop saying dumb shit if you don't want to be bullied. That's all I'm saying. And I don't even know if bullied is the right word. I think it was literally just fans being like, what you're saying doesn't make any fucking sense.
Hey, accountability is a thing.
Right.
Like,
was it bullying? Or were people who love the lore kind of like, hang on?
And maybe just don't treat the mother of Dragon Age that way. The one who literally made the father of Dragon Age in here, who literally had a book come out, and then a couple days later you fire her after her book comes out.
Yep. Nope.
Dragon Age
Trust me.
got the Star Wars treatment because you know how like in that trilogy they like killed all the old characters. They're like, we're gonna start anew. We're gonna throw all this shit away. We're gonna do our own thing. That's what happened to Dragon Age because clearly they did not know what to do anymore. So all these things that you love so much, fuck them. We're doing this now
Yeah.
because we're gonna do this thing that has no substance. Nothing. We're not gonna do anything with the lore. We're gonna make up our own shit that doesn't even make fucking sense with the shit that you gave it. I'm so sorry.
No, no.
I have
I.
loved this
Mhm.
fucking series so much since 2009. They got their fucking claws into me, and I haven't had my independent sense. And you're gonna do that to me?
My independent sense. No, it's so true. And honestly, I had this thought today that basically Veilguard is just a Mass Effect game with a Dragon Age skin. That's all it is. And I don't mean that in a horrible way. Mass Effect has some really cool things about it, but the depth of Mass Effect is a pool, like a little tiny little pool that you walk by down the street, and like a puddle. Dragon Age lore is an ocean. Like it just does not even compare. And there are upsides to both. There truly are. There really are. As far as quick story, get more audiences into it, yada yada yada, whatever. But like, yeah. Mm. And
That's
to
a
and to a broader point, story matters. K-pop Demon Hunters. Thank you. That's my TED talk.
so good. That was a great time
There you
back
go.
into how to do things and how not to do things.
But truly let people tell the stories that they need to tell.
Right.
Because it's not just a bunch of like Marvel white dudes. It's
I
just
would've,
not.
I
Yeah.
would have preferred if they had just given us like if Dragon Age had ended with Trespasser. I would have been happy with that.
That or
I
just like
would
give
have,
me a book.
yeah,
Like
like a
Veilguard was a
book or
book. I would have read it
something.
and I've been a lot happier.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Oh God. Yeah. But yeah. No, and it's truly I think Dragon Age, how that ended and what happened, I think highlights a really important point, even with K-pop Demon Hunters, even with Sarah Connor, like all of those things. Telling a story from a different point of view. And it is absolutely necessary, it is absolutely needed. And actually telling a story, even just basic tell the fucking story. Like, because even like Mass Effect, I feel like even though the lower legends, whatever, were much more shallow, it was still the story that made it and the characters that made it. Like, how many people fucking refer to Morden singing? And that didn't even affect the plot. That shit was just great. Like, his little sing song, I'm a Solarian. Like, come on. And people remember that. And then the whole Genophage thing, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's the story elements that people remember and go, that's why that's such a great fucking game. Not because I go pew pew and go through the map. It's cool.
No,
Like,
that's
that just happened.
absolutely. You have to
Yeah.
let people cook. You have to let
Yeah.
people cook, and you have to let people tell the stories that they want to tell, and you have to let people be honest to tell them. And I think when we
And
look
diversity of
right,
people.
and diversity of people, and I think we see that with this. I think we see that a lot with what hit this year and what didn't.
Yeah.
Like when I haven't seen it yet, but it's like the difference between Thunderbolt and Fantastic Four and how I see people talking about both movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, apparently Thunderbolts was not a success because it didn't make $1 billion, but Thunderbolts was incredible.
Yeah.
For a fucking superhero movie, like Thunderbolts was so fucking good. And I'm in a nerd chat with a bunch of like nerds that like we're nerding out right now, and a very diverse group of people. And the way people talk about and for them, Fantastic Four it was okay. We've had much deeper conversations about what happened in Thunderbolts, and that literally at its heart is a movie about a bunch of superheroes saving their friends from depression.
Yeah. And honestly, you need both.
Right.
You really do. And because like at least for me, I don't know about y'all right now. Like I know a lot of people we have our comfort shows and things like that that we always go back to, but we also need things that are lighthearted or for fun. So like Great British Baking Show. If you lived in a world of just Great British Baking Show, you wouldn't think anything bad ever happened. You'd be like, but we're baking in a tent. Like, it is pretty colors and hyper,
Right.
shot and hyper focus and everything. And like, that is absolutely necessary and needed. But so is the other flip of the coin. Like, we need Thunderbolts. We need that kind of story. We need K-pop Demon Hunters to have that kind of story because it's something that helps us release those emotions. Like K-pop Demon Hunters hit me hard, and I needed it. But it also led to a lot of conversations I had throughout the weeks following that were really, really necessary. But I also needed Great British Baking Show because I couldn't sit in that stew for so long. Like I needed it. I needed to feel those things. I needed to think about those things, but I also needed to come back out of it and be like, but cakes with like passion fruit. I don't even like passion fruit, but that looks great. Like, you know what I mean? Like I needed that rise back out of it so I didn't just sit in depression for a while. like it's absolutely necessary to have both.
No, that's
100%.
100%. That you
Yeah.
need your Mass Effects, you need your Dragon Age. But when you are, I think you have a responsibility to storytelling with these things,
Yeah.
and you need to honor what came before, and you need to tell them correct. And what made K-pop Demon Hunters pop. What made it that was because it was just smart storytelling. When
Yeah.
you look at the lyrics of the songs that are really important to the story, like I think Golden, This Is What It Sounds Like, and Idol, even who doesn't love a
Oh,
great villain song, right? there is
mm,
there is something
love
very
that song.
subtle and smart to the lyrics. There is something beautiful about the way that they wrote these three characters, because it just came from a place of human honesty. And these three women are, however old they are, that is a representation that we also, the way Mira fucking man spreads, quote unquote man spreads, the way she sits, the
I
way
love
she
her.
is, the way Zoe, right, we can see ourselves. I feel like we can see a little bit of us in all of these characters, in just the way, the way they are, the way they love each other. They are like the best, I think, of what it is to be feminine, a woman, femme presenting, or whatever, because they are a whole spectrum of things. They do not just fit into a box. They don't have to be, this, that, and the other. They just are. And I think that gets lost in a lot of storytelling, where you try to put these characters in a box instead of just writing them honestly and telling an
Mhm.
honest story. And it felt like everybody was just on their game, on their A game when it came to K-pop. Like, especially, God, I don't feel like we don't talk enough about the animation and some of the shots
Ah,
and the cuts and the directing to
I
this, because
so many little details.
mhm.
So
so,
And
many.
I haven't
literally.
seen anyone talk about this one, but I'm wondering if y'all saw it too, or at least maybe it was just me. But like in "I'll Be Your Idol" or "Idol," sorry, there's one shot above Genu. He's spinning in the hat, and he pops up, and it's his face.
Mhm.
If I remember correctly, that's the same shot they had for the mayor in how Nightmare Before Christmas. Like,
Think
there was
so.
that whole
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, he had the
Yeah.
tall
I
hat
know
and
you're
everything, and, like
yeah.
yeah, like, the moment I saw that, I was like, "Wait a minute. Like, I've seen this
As soon as
before."
you said that, like,
Mhm, and very presentatory, with the hat and everything,
Mhm.
and it's funny because it reminded me of Halloween Town, and then it reminded me of Oogie Boogie, and as a child, that shit freaked me the fuck out. Oogie Boogie, I hated it. I hated it. The moment Oogie Boogie came in the bugs and shit, nope. I was like, "I'm outta here. I can't handle this." But the thing is, it's very, to your point, very evocative because, like, especially even just from a religious standpoint too, of the Latin in there, and then having the robes and the hat and like the covering of the face and like the rising up. Like there is so much fucking goddamn storytelling in just that. Like it's there's so much to
I
pick apart here.
I
Yeah.
love that so much because like there's so what the fucking so happy.
This is what it looks like when two ADHD people stem off each other, okay? This is what happens.
with your idol, right? With what you just said, like the Latin in the
Mhm.
background. Some of the chanting is Dies Irae, which is like Day of Wrath, and
Yeah.
that can like relate to either like the demons or Rumi, because technically it is a Day of Wrath for who it is. We'll see.
Yep.
And there's that. I love the lines under Ruby's eyes whenever she argues or lies to her friends. It also, because y'all know I'm just the fucking language nerd, but the note she got from the cat that was like, meet here, fucking Genu, right?
Right.
She stutters when she reads it, and someone pointed out it's because it's old Korean. That shit's archaic as fuck.
Yeah, and
So
she
that's why
can't
she
figure
stutters when
out the
she read
letters.
it. Yeah.
Yep. Mhm. Isn't it great?
That's a
I love it.
detail
I'm
that
also a
didn't need
language
to
nerd.
be in there, but it's so good that it
But
is.
yeah, and because people can dig into it. they can literally, and that's literally just every language, every written language, like old Korean, Japanese does the same thing, even English. Like you get into like Shakespeare and stuff, and that's why you have fucking translations of English. It's literal fucking English and English, but you still
I
need
love
it. Yeah.
Beowulf so much because like you
Mhm.
get to see old ass English through Beowulf and all the uses of kennings and all that shit. It was like, oh.
Plus, you can track history that way. I mean, even with the English language, the use of French, Germanic backgrounds and things like that, when those words came into the English language and started getting used, it's things like during war, it's things when people were invading other countries. Like those things happen, and then the people that were still there disseminating their language, that's how it came about. So even things like why we have so many French words. Yeah, anyway. I love this shit. I could talk about fucking
It's
words
so
and
cool.
etymology all day.
Like,
I literally could.
I just love thoughtful details. Like in
Yes.
Avatar, right? When Iroh has his tea shop, there's a banner up top written, I think Chinese, and it says, it actually means shit. Because you know how like shows will just put like squiggles and call it Chinese or Japanese, but it
Yeah.
actually says something along the lines of "to be without tea is to be without life."
It's so fitting for her. I love that so much. Ah, but yeah, and to the overarching point of storytelling, it's absolutely fascinating, especially because guess what? It connects with people. Like I don't know Korean, but I can totally understand that point. And and even just things of like even the point of almost like anime style type of thing for expressions, that would be almost impossible to convey the same thing if you didn't add those kinds of details. Like if you just kept it straight, more animation of animation versus anime type of thing. But then things like like from when they're eating and they're just like, no, you know, or like when they're getting really mad and they're just like, yeah, and like that excitement level too. And even to the popcorn when they see Abby's
Yes.
abs, like that shit was funny as hell, and it conveys something so simply done that if you didn't go to that silliness level, you wouldn't have gotten. Like if you just kept it like more, you know, real or natural, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's so good. I love
Ladies,
it.
and can't we all relate to seeing men thinking they're hot and then they speak and you're like, fuck.
Oh, yeah, and then the eyes went away, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh
right.
shit.
That was so real when they were like, "Oh my
No.
god, they're so hot," and then he was rude, and they were like, That was like so like legit. That was fucking
I was gonna say,
great.
and I'm gonna say that for female characters too. Just throwing it out there. But like sometimes you're just like, hell yeah, and they start talking, and you're like, oh, like oh, you got a terrible personality. That's horrible. And then
No,
vice
thank
versa
you.
too.
No, thank you.
Like
Yeah.
vice versa too. Their manager, not in a sexual way, but just like, you know, he's very round and he's very excitable. And when they're listening to the music, he's like and like
He's doing
dancing with
the
it. Yeah. But his personality makes him so likable. Like, you know,
Bobby's the
like he's
best.
just
Bobby doesn't
adorable.
get enough
Bobby's the
love.
best.
Bobby
Bobby's
is the
awesome.
No, he
fucking
really
best.
doesn't. And he's so supportive. Like yeah, he's got his eyes on the prize of like work, but at least at the same time he's just like, you're doing it. Like it's so cute. Like when she's having her epiphany and everything. Yeah.
His inner demons near the end of the film was like, "You couldn't keep them together. It's your fault." Like, holy shit,
No,
bro!
buddy.
You gonna back up
No.
off Bobby. You gonna stop talking to Bobby like that. Bobby brought them snacks. Bobby brought them
He
snacks.
was doing his best with the information he had.
Well, that and it's not his job. It's not his job. That's totally out of his abilities. Like,
He
I'm
has no
sorry.
idea.
Well, that and you can't make people stay together. Like
Right.
oh, that's a deeper conversation. Leave that alone. But yeah, like you can't like that's not within your control at all. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like so
Bobby.
cool because that
Mm.
inner demon suddenly gave us a lot more into the character of Bobby because clearly he cares about all three of them. Like, no, I have to keep them together. They're stressed out. I have to keep them together. This is my responsibility. Like,
Mhm.
dude.
I know. And that's what I'm saying. Like even in those moments where he's not even in the room and he's watching like the screen, you know, and he's just like, they're doing it. Like it is so cute because you can tell he's just so happy about it. I'm like, oh,
And
buddy.
he's
You're
doing the
adorable."
choreography with them
Yes.
as well.
Yes. Like as a manager to sell things, you don't need to do that. But he is clearly invested in it. And it's just little details. Again, storytelling. Like it's important. All right, I'm
Who
fine.
would not? It's so obvious.
See
And
how
again,
animated
animation.
people get about fucking no, the animation is so good. But animated
It's so
people get
good.
about fucking like just letting
Little details.
storytellers do what they want to like just tell the fucking story.
Mm.
So good. And I have to say because I am
I am a total fucking whore for shots, for like really good. No, I am. I'm just
I
being
know
so
you
fucking.
mean movie shots and
Mm.
cinematics, but that was an amazing sentence.
Was
Keep
that
going.
not amazing sentence? Like I said what I said, and I don't take it back. You can take that however you like. And my name is Crystal Storm. How about that? Let's go.
Yes.
But the shot where Bobby is like, you know, the world's not falling apart. It's gonna be okay, and how he sees the world,
Oh.
and then how they see it.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah.
Oh,
It was so good. Oh.
bro. There were too many, like, obviously, like, the zoom in on Rumi when she has her moment at the end. Great fucking shot. That final shot at the end of This Is What It Sounds Like when they're up in the. And it's my background right now.
Yep.
But I feel like there's so many moments where it could be corny. You know, there's been so many times in cinema that I can think of, and just in TV shows, where if you didn't have the right sauce here, this doesn't land. And one thing that'll never ever leave my brain is in Once Upon a Time, that TV show. I think it's called Once Upon a Time. TV
Yeah,
show.
where they were she was the daughter of Snow White.
Yeah, that TV show. There's a
Yeah.
fucking amazing scene where she's I don't remember the actress's name, Lana something. She's fucking Italian as shit. She's fucking amazing, and she's the evil queen who always looked fabulous. Let's just give a shout out to how the
Always.
evil queen always looked fucking
Gorgeous.
fabulous. But she's
Mhm.
in the real world, and she's coming out of her fucking front door, and she's in a suit, because of course she's in a suit, and she's saying something about how if you want the evil queen, here she is, and she flaps her fucking suit jacket like it's a cape. And the way she fucking did that shit, I was like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. Like, let me go sit the fuck down. Like, oh.
It's the equivalent of like, let me take off my earrings, put my hair up. All
Right,
right, let's
like,
go.
like, you know, like if I just fucking did that shit, I'd look like a fucking idiot. Let me flip my fucking suit jacket and try to look cool, whatever. But she did that shit where her whole fucking soul probably channeling her ancestors or some shit. And I was just like, God damn. So, like, back to K-pop, this scene where they're literally in the fucking air on a prismatic, gay as fuck sky, one of my favorite shots. It's such a good fucking shot. It's so fucking good. It is like, I don't know if it's just the culmination of that moment, but I have literally watched this movie 6 fucking times, and not once have I said that's corny. Every fucking time I'm like, God, that's a great shot.
No, it's a great shot, and it also is a juxtaposed shot of when they're doing Idol, because and especially the angles and how they look and everything, because I was rewatching Idol, just that scene, and it's a real scary moment, really and truly, when they start raising into the air and they're so bored straight, and they're basically just kind of being raptured in a way of just like, this is what's gonna happen, and it's very intimidating and meant to be that way done. And like in that shot behind you, they are moving, they are lit, they have like really bright colors on, they've got smiles on their faces. In Idol, you don't even see their faces in that moment, and it is very much like a washing away of personality. And you know,
How scary that is, watching the crowd slowly walk toward Gima's
yes.
fire. Like, holy shit.
Well, and I think that was like to your point earlier of the writing of the lyrics, like that whole song was a masterpiece actually, because they are riding a real thin line of like really scary shit of like the Latin, the older language, the actual lyrics to that are horrifying when you like take out the context of it. You're like, "Ay, wait a minute! Like, I already have your heart, now I'm here for your soul." Like, no, thank you, narcissist. I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? But like, it's so well done. And to your point, the shot, because like throughout the Idol song, you know, you're like, oh, like Abby, like, you know, with the twirl and everything, and like it's so well balanced of, oh, they're hot, wait, what? Like, and there's so many scary moments inserted into it, and especially that last part where they start raising up compared to that one. Yeah, it's so good.
I didn't
It's so
even
good.
realize that juxtaposition, but now I'm like, ooh, you right.
Yeah. And they're like, you know, you can see their personalities coming through, and they're like, this is what it sounds like. And for them, they're just like it's so, and it's shot from below too, with like the fire and
So
everything. Yeah.
it's like you're walking forward how you would see it. It's
Right. And it reminds me of like those old churches, the ones that are like more intimidating and everything, where you walk in, they're super fucking tall, and like they have just the iconography and everything. And it's meant to feel apart from you. Like you are meant to be small in this moment. And the other one, like that shot behind you, is way more inviting. Where yeah, there it is. Like, you know, their hands are open, they're holding hands versus like all five of the boys just being like, you know, raised up individually from apart from each other. So yeah, anyway. I love that shit. Oh, I ate it up. Yeah.
I found because I typed in your idol lyrics, right, and it also
Yeah.
features all the Latin lyrics mixed in with like everyone else singing, and the
Mhm.
full lyrics that are like scattered through a song are the day of wrath that will return you to ashes, cursed master in flames for eternity.
Yep. Some scary shit, yo. And you
This
know, on
movie
the
dark as
surface,
hell.
yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like that whole actual scene is dark as hell, but also you could just be like, you're not, know. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a real like there's a surface layer of this, and then when you go, wait a minute, is this good for me? Like it's the whole difference of like, you know, book talk kind of things. Where for the record, a lot of those books are like, yeah, but also there's got to be a level of trust there, baby. Just saying. Anyway, that was a way weird a tangent, but anyway, there's to your point of cinematics, I love that kind of shit, and especially in a weird way, this is also why I like TTRPGs so much because your brain can start doing that, and especially as a GM, you start hiding little nuggets like that in your players and in the story of just like take a warlock for example, like you hear your patron say this but this is what happens in your face. Like there's little ways you can do that kind of storytelling when animation, things like that, big budgets are not possible. And like that's why TTRPGs are probably one of my favorite thing ever, because you get to like I don't know. Like I love crafting that shit, I really do. And I, at least for me as a GM, that's why I try to describe thing as a scene versus just, you know, like this happens. Yeah. You walked across the bridge. What are you going to do? And I'm like, no, you know, go through the bridge. You hear the water, blah, blah, the lights through the trees. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I like storytelling.
Love stuff. I love love.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that. So good.
Oh,
All right. Well, we have talked for almost 3 hours about K-pop Demon Hunters and
yeah.
misogyny and trauma and directors and a little bit of Veilguard rant and strong female characters and just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff because that's what good cinema lets you do and good art lets you do. You just wanna talk about it. So we're also gonna get Torin to watch The Old Guard. And then I'm going to ask Torin to watch The Old Guard too. And then we're going to have a really fun conversation about that. And I feel bad asking Torin to watch The Old Guard too. But Torin, you should watch both. You should just, you know, well, next time you got like 3 hours to yourself, you know, you're done a day off. It's action.
God, when?
I don't know, girl. I don't
When
know.
does that happen?
I don't know.
But no, I
But
will.
you let me know
I
when you
will.
watch them, and I'm sorry. The first one's phenomenal. It's the second one that the first one
Yeah.
is fucking great. It's so good. We're gonna have so much fun things to talk about. I can't
Oh,
wait
yeah.
for that. I can't wait for that. But yeah, so we still need to talk about like Thunderbolts. You know, I want to talk about Sinners, but there is so much depth.
Which part?
Right.
Which part of Sinners? Eh?
Right. There is so much fucking depth to Sinners. I almost feel
Ugh.
like I'm not smart enough to talk about Sinners because the things that I love about Sinners, it's not that I miss the point. It's just like I don't have the words to speak on it. But I do know people who do. So maybe we will talk about Sinners at one point, and I just won't leave I'll just be here going, yeah, vampires.
The only thing I'll say about that, the fucking writing.
Oh,
I wish I was a good writer. Like, goddamn. Like, it's just so good.
Sinners.
I love cinema.
I
That shit
fucking
is just cinema.
Sinners literally ended, and I was just like, God damn, that was a fucking movie, bro.
Mhm.
Like that was
I
just
love-
so.
I love it when things
good.
leave you like that. And like,
Yes.
and there's things that you will come back to,
Yes.
which I think K-pop Demon Hunters will definitely be one of those things. And I really hope they don't fuck up the sequel with the whole like, but money, like, stop it. Just fucking stop. You're like
That's
Wonder
what I'm
Woman.
so scared about. I'm really
Yeah.
scared about
Trust
that.
me, we learned our lesson with Wonder Woman, with Dragon Age, with Terminator,
You know what?
like Alien.
Sequels are possible. We know
They
they
are.
are. We know they are.
However,
Yeah.
recognize what's good about them. and
Right.
like what's good about the story. I mean, more so
Right.
like yeah,
I
like
think I
mm,
think if this will work if they let the people who made the first one do the like, and I mean, like, you're a suit, fuck off. Your only job is to write checks, and then once they're finished and it comes out and everybody loves it, to collect checks. Nobody wants to hear fuck all about what you have to say until it's done. And even then, nobody needs to hear what you have to say. I don't like, because you didn't know what the fuck you were doing with this one. You sold it to Netflix and you were just like, here, have it.
yeah.
And now
I was gonna say
everybody's
because like it said at Sony
right,
forever.
right.
Just
Clearly,
yeah.
y'all
Anyway,
don't know what people
as an
want,
example,
so don't come in here now thinking you do. No, 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 no. Yeah, that's kind of my concern, because a lot of times with sequels, like, it's very clear that there are money makers who don't give a shit if the story is good or not. They just want the check. And they
yeah,
know now that we will all show up for the second one because we love the first one. So in their eyes, it doesn't have to be good. It just has to get made.
yeah.
So, that is always scary to me. But I am going to put out good juju in the universe that the sequel will fucking be amazing. Also, I feel bad for whoever's got to do the sequel, because if it was me, I'd be breathing into a fucking bag, because I remember, and I've told this story before, we did the second episode of Legacy and everybody was like, oh my God, this is incredible. And I'm like, well, I don't know what the fuck we're going to do now. I don't know how I'm going to beat that. Cause
You know
yeah,
what I
so
would do?
I wouldn't want that pressure. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a pussy. I wouldn't want that fucking pressure. I'd be like, no, that's it. We're just done. I don't want to write another one, cause that's
You know what I
real
would
hard
do?
act to follow.
Just troll Reddit. That's literally what I do. I would look for seriously shit like this. I would look for the people who are super passionate about it, listen to why,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would expand upon all the questions that they had. So things like, what
Smart,
does Ruby's
Torin.
power actually fucking do?
Right.
I would really love to know that. I
Right.
would love to see how that happened.
I want to
Yeah,
know more
anyway.
about Mira and Zoe. I want to know more about this
Yes.
world. I want to know more about magicians and the lore
Yeah,
and that
and like,
sort of
did Gino's
things.
family actually get saved? Was that real? Yeah, like I would
I
really
want
love
to
to know
know
that
what
part.
Celine did. I
Yeah,
want to know all that shit.
yeah, what
I
actually
want to
happened to
know
Rumi's
all of it.
mom, girl? Because I still stand by it. She didn't love her. She didn't know how. Mm-mm. Yep, she couldn't look past her own bullshit.
Now,
Anyway, that's what I would do.
Torin just got us all sitting here now going, do our people actually love us?
Oh, don't do that. Don't fall down that hole. I can assure you that hole is dark. Don't go down there.
It's too late. It's too
not
late.
a good
You're
hole.
there. It's too late. It's too
Don't-
late. You just,
Oh,
literally,
no.
the K-pop, it already had you like wondering too, like,
Sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
See, this is why we have pets.
I
and
was
found family.
already there because of like Everything Everywhere All at Once too, because I remember that line in Everything Everywhere All at Once about how the mom is talking, Michelle Yeoh, we stand Michelle Yeoh so hard in this house, and she's talking to, like, her dad, and she's, realizing her mistakes and with her daughter, but she's like, you let me go so easily. And I'm having that moment in my life right now, and I'm just like, how interesting.
I will cry up on this count. Like, you don't even know. I'll cry tears everywhere. I cry so easy compared to when I was younger. like, don't. What? Stop that. Next 20 minutes, just just a bunch of groaning.
Go ahead, babe. You're unmuted. I know you want to say it, and then we'll leave. Go ahead. Say it.
Because like I had a detailed thought, and then it got removed by like, oh man, we got trauma.
Yeah.
But no, my random detail thought was, the more you said like Celine didn't love her, now I'm thinking bad detail I just remembered. Because when you have a close up on the Sunlight Sisters, which was before Huntrix, right? It's Celine and them and Rumi's mom and whoever the third one was. Because you have Celine front and center, and you're assuming to her left is Rumi's mom because she's got the braid. She has the same braid Rumi currently wears. So I'm like, did you make her wear her hair that way?
Yeah, she missed her friend. Yeah, I look, I'm sorry to wreck y'all like this, but I could absolutely see that. Yep.
No, because I was literally just thinking about like, because I saw a picture of them, and I was like,
I could well, and the thing is, because like, that kid what kid growing up is like, "I absolutely want a head of hair that's gonna give me headaches and migraines all the time. Please step on it." Like, what? Like, that just looks like so much work. I'm sorry, but yeah, I could
I'm
absolutely
also
see that.
thinking about the contrast of. I know it's like very nitty gritty detail, but we love that here.
We do.
Mira and Zoe's hairstyles are pretty simple and pretty flowy. Pretty damn simple, except for Rumi's, which looks like a lot of fucking work. So I'm just like, oh, I hate Celine.
And especially later, again, with the when she re-enters the scene and the like the note that she sings after Idol's done, and like it's all coming apart and coming out. Yeah, I can see it.
I just
We
want you to know,
also
Torin, I'm gonna clip that of you telling everybody that Celine didn't love her. I'm gonna put that on social media so everybody can be heard.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
fine. I'm good at emotional daggers. Like, honestly, I shit you not, if we're going a little trauma bag, like that's why I try to tell whenever I DM on camera, it's always very funny. Because man, if I wrote a long campaign, I don't think anyone would be friends with me. Like, hey, all those emotional daggers you gave me, I made them into swords. Like, just
now I want to be in a long running campaign with
no,
you
you
to see
don't.
how you can hurt me.
I literally like I swear this is my last tangent. I I made a character. When I make characters, I'm like,
It
what
was
do I
the
want to try to
laugh, by the
do?
way. That laugh just like made me really uncomfortable too. Like it was great.
I'm so sorry. Like, well, and the thing is, it's funny because it sneaks up on me, which is the story I'm about to tell. Like, I made a character for this just 10 episode little thing we were doing. And I was like, what do I want to say to this character? Like, what central idea do I want to have for this character? And I was like, toxic positivity. I think that's a great thing to explore. Why not? I made the saddest character that made me bawl my eyes out, and everybody else bawled their eyes out too. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, literally, she was toxically positive because she had so much responsibility and weight to her life and so many expectations that she literally found a way to make her forget her own memories. But then her mission in life was to carry memories, basically, like carry a legacy with her. And she just did that over and over again. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You don't want this. I don't want this. So if you need emotional daggers, I got you, baby.
I'm conflicted because I'm also like, step on me, mommy. Like I love it when like Crystal hurts me in campaigns and Liz, our other friend that's
I know.
DMing for us, like hurt me.
I mean, but the thing is, again, to the point of the overarching story here, stories are important. Things are important to explore. It's important and cathartic for us to explore really hard things and relate to them, but not have it happen to you. That is really fucking important.
Yeah.
Also, go watch a Great British Baking Show.
Right.
Be happy again. There's chocolate in the world.
You need the happy YouTube contents. You need the silly TikToks. You need all that. And I think you do need stories like K-pop Demon Hunters that very brilliantly explore very serious themes. But like we said, it's funny. It's cute. We're all still singing the songs. And then you dig into it, and now you can have conversations with your friends about trauma and all this kind of stuff that we're going through. And what does it actually look like in real life? And, what are your demons, friends? Hey, friends, like, what do you have that's, what's your, if you had patterns, what's your shame? What are we carrying around that we need to release? And I think what's also beautiful for me, too, is that I'm in my burn bridges era, which I think is great. I'm just like, whoop, don't
Sometimes
give
you
a
need it. That bridge didn't go anywhere.
That's true. And but fuck the point, it went. It was gone. It was
Oh,
here.
sorry. It's
No,
important to share stories and bond together and
thank you.
Thank you.
Community. And it's important to know, like, Rumi walked into that room and she didn't know, but then her friends came out, for her found family. And I think especially now, I think we need to be having conversations about shame. And if you have people in your circle that, it's okay if you're not ready. But if you don't think that you can talk to these people about that, I think it's really important, especially now, to explore why. And I hope that stories like K-pop Demon Hunters gives you the courage to do that, because especially if you are in America, and listen, it's only because I don't know what's going on in the rest of the world. I can only handle so much, y'all. I know there's a lot of shit going on, but especially here, building community is very, very important. It's been important, like it's always been important, like you should have been doing that shit, but it's really important right now. So it's very important that you have people in your circle that you can make the Han Moon with and aren't Celine. So don't have no Celine's in your circle. Get rid of Celine. Okay? You need Mira's and Zoe's, you know, and Rumi's in your circle. You need people that you can be real and honest and broken with. And if you don't have that, go get that, because I guarantee you that your people are out there. I guarantee it. I'm telling you they're out there. So that will be my deep thought for the night. Any other deep thoughts from everybody else before we end this beautiful talk? Because we'll just keep talking.
Community is the only antithesis to fascism. That's it.
Hey.
That's it.
Community
important,
and
y'all.
education.
And keep
sharing
showing
what
up.
you learn.
Yep, just keep on fucking showing up. Be that weed that doesn't fucking die. And that's how I survive and live my life.
Be the
I'm
weed
not
that
saying it's
doesn't
healthy.
die. Love
Yeah,
it.
I shit you not. That is something I say to myself all the fucking time. Be the weed that doesn't die.
And if you're ever in like this is just me projecting, but like if you're ever in a really bad place, just remember there are certain statehoods that you want to outlive.
Petty is a real fucking thing, y'all.
There are certain
Like-
funerals I wish to witness.
I'm telling you, don't let petty be the whole thing, but it helps.
It does help. Listen, in some moments you can be like, "You're not fucking outliving me." Absolutely not, because I'm gonna be
You are
there.
not outliving me.
Yep,
You're
petty
not
and
fucking
spite,
out. That's it.
baby.
Sometimes you need it, baby. Not all the
Yep.
time, but sometimes you
Not
need
all
it.
the time.
That's it. You
Sometimes.
that is armor that you can put on, but sometimes you got to take it off. But you can't put it on sometimes. You can't put it on sometimes. And if you want it to be golden, it can be golden. Hey, all right, y'all.
Hey!
Torin, tell everybody where they can find you,
Oh,
and
God.
so they can yell at you for what you said about Celine.
That's totally fine too.
Yeah.
Easiest place to find me is on Twitch at Torin Talks Creativity. That links to literally everything else because I can't sit still. So yeah, that's me.
See, babe, tell everybody where they can find you.
Perfect timing. God, your timing's great.
Anyway, my water is delicious. You'll find me on like all the fucking socials as Lucky as Pixel everywhere. Not OnlyFans. They didn't like my yarn. I'm even on Xiaohongshu if you use that app too. I'm everywhere.
I love that you said they don't like my yarn, and I know you literally mean that, but that's great. like what does that mean?
I tried so hard to make an OnlyFans account for yarn so I could like pose it in nice lighting. Like, look at this beautiful wool yarn that glistens.
I mean,
in
if
the
you
light.
made like a yarn thing of like I was like, wait, we're on Twitch and YouTube. I can't say that. There's patterns out there, just saying.
I know what you're talking about though.
Mhm. Flowers.
I've seen them.
Yarn of flowers.
Yeah. And like
Just saying, it's very funny.
support beams.
Yeah. It exists. I make little hats for them. That's what I do, y'all. Talk creativity.
Please go and hang out in Torin's stream. It is so fun. It is so fun. You can just go to chrisimagination.com to learn everything about me, probably more than you want to know because I overshare and I don't apologize. Go to Tales of the Forgotten Fiction Network, talesoftheforgotten.com to learn all about our audio dramas. And when you're done being traumatized, we've got Star Wars, we've got wholesome stuff. Kind of will hurt your inner child a little bit, but it's there. We got scary stuff. We got funny, scary stuff. We got sexy stuff. We got all kinds of shit over on Tales, and we've got more stuff coming out. So please go and support us. And that's it. We out of here. We probably won't talk about K-pop Demon Hunters again unless we do, and because we do what we want here. But we're definitely going to talk about some Thunderbolts. We're going to talk about Old Guard. Hannah and I love talking about TV shows. Hannah and I, we keep talking about it, but eventually we're just going to sit here and talk about some crazy ass declassified CIA documents because that shit just amuses me and it's fucking hilarious. Not really hilarious. I feel like it shouldn't be hilarious, but it's just like, bro, what the fuck? So we're going to talk about that because it's fun. And I love that shit. And yeah, you can catch me gaming, making art, all that good stuff. Thank you so much to Torin for joining us tonight for this incredibly long discussion. To my lovely introverted wife, Hannah, who is incredible. And we'll see you guys when we see you. Bye!